Hello. Welcome to Blackwater. It's a show. You might have heard of it. It's where good friends tell better stories. And I'm so excited to be here today. I didn't want to do a bit. I'm just like, I've been looking forward to this all week. Our characters are getting into some trouble. A page has been turned in all their stories, and I can't wait to see it unfold. And what's the good news?
That was really sweet, Sean. Sean also messaged our group chat this morning. Was just like, so fucking excited to play tonight, and I got really excited about that. So yeah,
He's thrilled. He's stoked to be
Turning
here.
into a bit, my dude.
Shit! I got that earnest. It caps out, and then I got a woo skibbity skibbity. Taint.
You can overkill a bit. You can overkill.
We're gonna do an anatomy lesson.
We're gonna do that. I am going to acknowledge tonight that we are streaming from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Stolo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations. While our characters play in a world that Tim has created, we are honored to live, work, and play on these lands tonight. A huge thank you to our sponsors and partners. We are proud to be sponsored by Sirenscape because epic games require epic sound. We're also using Epidemic Sound for this fantastic campaign as well. We are partnered with Legend Keeper. It's the ultimate world-building tool created by DMs for DMs. You can type !Legend Keeper in the chat to follow our Blackwater partner link, and it'll head on over to the website. Also, I have heard that there are rumblings in our community that some of our community members are starting essentially a wiki for us on Legend Keeper. So I've been talking to some of our community members. They're like, hey, can we start a wiki? And then they also started going into a wiki, and they're like, wikis are really endlessly and not purposefully complicated, so we're going to just use Legend Keeper because we're partnered with them anyway. And I was like, that's dope. And they're doing this all on their own. I am not involved in the project, but I'm here for support on it. So
bonus points for articles in the wiki written in character. If we ever come across an NPC, if there's the cabbage guy's opinion from the having the factual information is cool, but having those little in-world quotes, it's your story now. You tell it.
It's so good.
But tell it right.
A huge shout out to Legend Keeper for being the platform that this is happening on. So thank you. Our Campaign 2 mini sponsor is MTM Printworks. MTM is your one-stop shop for all your tabletop mini needs, from fantasy to western to sci-fi and modern. MTM has you covered. Type !MTM in the chat for all the details. Our campaign artist is the incomparable Tiana Kovacevic. Her art is everywhere, all over the channel. You know it, you love it, and you can find her at miss._Marston on Instagram. I also want to give a huge shout-out to an artist that I've been working with lately, Mishi. Thank you so much, Mishi. Mishi has done our Godkiller art. We've gotten the final images, and it's stunning. I screamed in my office at work when she sent it over. So Mishi, thank you so much. I can't wait to drop that for you. I was talking with some people before, and Godkiller is really great. It's making me feel some feelings about things, so it's very good. I'm very excited to drop with you. There is going to be a bit of a delay with it. We've extended an episode or two just to try and make sure we tell the story fully. And also scheduling in lives and wanting to make sure we do this properly. And also, editing is hard. I'm learning that editing is very hard, and I want to make this right and want to make sure that this is a really good, just a really good project to put out. So thanks for being patient, and I can't wait to drop some teasers soon. You may have noticed we are playing live in studio. We are being hosted here by the amazing folks over at QuestKeep Studios. And you can type !QuestKeep in the chat to find all their details. We have some huge thank yous for crew tonight. We have the dream team of Dylan and Tony in the studio, and we love you so much. Thank you for being here. Also, Campaign 2 has its home on the QuestKeep YouTube page. The episodes are there loaded with all of the break stuff is taken out, so it just dumps right into the action, so you're good to go there. Also, please go follow us on our YouTube page. We've put up also the first couple episodes of Eat the Reich are up there too, and I'll be dropping the last episode shortly here. And so I will talk about that in our brief programming updates in a second. Brief programming updates. Episode 32 dropped on the podcast today. Thanks for the delay, for being okay with the delay, and we had a little bit of some technical issues with a couple episodes of the podcast, but they should all be up now. We also have the Patreon, and if you want some incredible behind-the-scenes stuff, some access to Chatwater, which is our talk show that we do after every episode, and our patrons-only Discord. You can type !Patreon in the chat, and it'll take you on over there. It's really, really lovely.
Chatwater's great.
Chatwater's
genuinely
so
really fun.
It's really nice.
Where we all just decompress immediately afterwards. We're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it's like at the end of each episode, and we're all like, "Ugh," it like picks up at the beginning of, "Ugh," and then goes on.
It's really nice. It does.
It's a real vibe, yeah.
It really harkens back to like the Chatwaters we started back in when we first started playing. We rolled out Chatwater, I think maybe 2 months after we started streaming, and it was just me and Sean and Yanis.
Bacardi, get in my car.
Viper of the sky. So it's a really nice place for us to talk about it, drop some lore on the world, have some big feels, and all of that kind of good stuff. So come hang out with us. You can type !Patreon in the chat to head on over there. As well, our 4th and final episode of Mayfield Mysteries dropped on the podcast last Friday. It was such a blast to do this wonderful little mini-series GM'd by Yanis. It was so incredible. So and I can't wait for season 2. Whenever we pick that up, and when we head on off and use a different system. And if you're wondering what system we're going to use for next season, you got to go check it out. All of the episodes are available up on our podcast feed, and it features Adam and Jess and Cody and myself as like 4 little sweet teens who work at a burger joint. So please go check it out. And we're also going to be releasing them on YouTube as well. So if you prefer to have it on in that format, they will be out there for you additionally. We also just finished our incredible mini-series in partnership with our friends over at Rowan, Rook, and Descartes for their hugely successful Kickstarter, Eat the Reich. Our vamps crashed their way through Sector 1, encountering Diamondblut in the concert hall, and then made a break for Hitler's Zeppelin atop the Eiffel Tower. It was a bloodbath of a finale, and they did incredibly well, and it's up on both Twitch and YouTube at the moment for your viewing pleasure. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, this game is vampires, World War II, and very campy ultraviolence. It was super, super fun to run. We're also very, very excited to have been joined by special guests June Laporte and Dead Aussie Gamer, so go check them out across everything they do, and we can't wait to have them back again for more things in the future. Also very, very grateful to have worked with Grant Howitt, the game designer, Will Kirkby, the artist, who was, all of the art was on stream. That is in the Eat the Right book, and they were very gracious in letting us use their assets for the stream, as well as Sensitivity Consulting by the incredible Rue Dickey. Rue, thank you so much for all of your support, being able to answer all of my questions, and providing us some guidance to make sure we got this game off without a hitch. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is something we're hoping to do more often. We're hoping to support more Kickstarters. We actually have a couple things in the works with some Kickstarters that are going to be dropping. So stay tuned for more of that, more mini-series. And we're hoping to do those virtually as well, so we can invite some guests on the show and welcome people to the table. And showcase some new systems. Did you put them all in your mouth?
No, his eyebrows just like went on.
Said invite new guests, and I went.
Oh, I thought you'd been like simultaneously putting every dice in your mouth while I was.
No, we just.
No, now you're starting. Okay, which brings us to our episode sponsor for the evening, Tomb Guardians and their Kickstarter. Can you open the book? Curse of the Usurper. This sprawling 900-page 3-book campaign setting showcases beautiful illustrations, thrilling encounters, items, and monsters to tempt your players deep into the mines of Shekel to unravel the mystery. You can also access multiple pledge levels that gets you over 50 28 millimeter like minis to print out, over 400 3D printable dungeon tiles, and so much more, like maps and all that kind of good stuff. This is our final week with Tomb Guardians as our sponsor, and we're so grateful for them for sponsoring the show this month. So we've been diving into one of the best things about any campaign, which is NPCs. So team, who in the book has piqued your interest?
I'll go first because I'm holding the book and I've also got my thumb on the page. My choice is Brong. How can you not love this face?
Look at him.
Look at his face.
He's a big
He's a little. I talked about him a little bit a while back. He's a sweet little tiny ogre. He's a runt who was adopted.
Adorable.
And he can't speak below a yell. He's me. Except I'm not.
He's a blacksmith, right?
But yeah, he has a shop called Brong's Bashy Things, where you can buy bashy things from Brong,
Fuck yeah.
who cannot speak below a shout.
We love this.
And I love that about
So
it.
make
I didn't
your
know how to
DM do a lot of
whisper
yelling.
until I was 21 years old. Someone had to teach me. I was always stage whispering. Because I'm kind of hard of hearing, and when I whisper, I can't hear myself, and so I assumed that no one else could. And someone had to tell me that that's the point of a whisper.
That's incredible.
That's a true story about my life.
That's incredible.
I correct myself Wrong is Sean.
Wrong is Sean.
I know now, but you know.
Sean, who's your favorite NPC in the
Oh, well, here's the thing. There's a couple who piqued my interest. I love, I'm not going to be able to find it.
Okay, that's fine.
Snick the Guzzling. Because, hey, the name
That's made up.
Yeah. You haven't seen him
All
guzzle.
names are made up.
But Snick the Guzzling, like, runs the tavern. He's this greedy little goblin. He's got real sexy daddy energy.
Clarify, he's a guzzling or a guzzler?
Snick the Guzzling, ing.
Yes.
As in he is actively guzzling.
I am
present
unsure whether or not they clarify what exactly he's guzzling.
You gotta play to find out.
But the thing that I really liked is because the thing that I keep coming back to with this fucking book is just how well it's laid out in terms of like, oh, what is the information you as the DM need? Like in all of them, they're like, here's all the stats, here's a little bit of the backstory, but for like the important NPCs, like dear old Sir Archibald Scath, who's the leader of the shipbuilders guild in the town.
Shipbuilders?
Shipbuilders, the boys who build the shit.
And is that near Scrick?
Oh yeah,
Guzzling?
no,
Is that what
there are.
he's
Keep
no,
going, Sean,
I'm gonna
keep
stop
going.
you saying this because they're our sponsor, and I don't want to suggest that Snick the Guzzling guzzles shit. Although they don't say that he doesn't, so
our world,
it's
man.
your table. No, but like when you're reading it, they have his thing, and then but then they have just like, oh, this guy's important. Here are the things you need to know. He's bored. He's rags to riches, and he has an illegitimate title. And then each of those has their own like little paragraph. And so like as you're fucking scanning it, like there's just never enough time to look at all the stuff as a DM, especially if you're dumb like I am. And I'm like, oh fuck, boom, 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 bullet points. Let's go. Also, he has like a sexy little like mustache.
I love this.
Everyone in this book is quite hot. Like
Yeah, we
a lot
love
of these
that
NPCs are
Especially the
romanceable
Guzzling.
in my mind.
I feel
Snick-
like every NPC is romanceable if you're the right person and you try hard enough. In the right way.
Hard agree.
Yes. I'm gonna, speaking of romanceable, I am a sucker for a tiefling, y'all. So my personal favorite has to be Celine Glintal of the Crystal Lounge. Baby girl's an heiress, and she uses it to run a tavern, but she actually works. She's not just here sitting in the background. She works behind the bar. She's eccentric. She loves shiny and gaudy things, and she really loves playing mind games depending on how she feels about you. And she really loves fucking the bartender and not fucking him actually, but like fucking with him.
Okay, good.
Yes.
That's a power struggle. She
that's
Absolutely.
hard.
It gets weird.
The bouncer's name is Drelzagok, and he's a dragonborn, and he is like stoic and like, but she's all just likes to mess around with him. So 10 out of 10, no notes on this sweet little tiefling. Who else?
I will go. I will go.
Do it.
Yes.
Mine.
A personal fave, because it reminds me of someone I just love dearly. But Varen, who is a fence in the city, kind of he's described as sort of a sleazy, he's kind of riding that edge of like, he has some legitimate goods and some illegitimate goods. But he looks just like Bam from Art Heart Studio.
I'm trying to find the picture.
love
I know
him.
he's in here somewhere.
And so it's like Bam is more handsome, but
There we go. Yeah.
Bam is
it's like
way more
Bam
We love you, Bam.
and that I can get behind every single time.
We tried to get Bam, and then you were like, "We got Bam at home." And
Love Bam so much.
my favorite is Old Lady Coraline. She's a tiefling who's in her later years, and I just love the idea of like a gray-haired old lady tiefling. And she's kind of fun because she's going senile, so she keeps misplacing things, but she's always convinced that people are stealing it. So it's like a fun dynamic to play with. But I just love old characters. I think that's becoming a bit of a trend. I only play old characters. So I think maybe that's what
If you make that brand now, you'll just grow into it. Like
Yes.
all the better.
The
you know
older
what I
you
mean?
get, the close in age you'll be.
Exactly.
To the characters.
Or the older you get, the older the characters get until you're just playing skeletons.
Or elves, like
fun.
really, really old elves.
or a treat.
Or a tree.
Or a tree.
You honestly, you might have
gone
right to the-
You might need to Benjamin
Okay.
Button this
So
one.
the one I was excited about it. Here's the thing that's fun. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something fun. It's the thing. It's a real thing and it's fun. Is the illustrations, as was mentioned, everyone's really hot. But also, everyone looks a lot like people we know, which is really spooky because you're looking through and you're like, that's our friend, or like that's a guy I know. And there's a character who. His picture was not perfect for it, but the description was note for note. My drama teacher in grade 8 This is Jericho Srew is the character, not my drama teacher.
Great name.
Jericho is a burly man, fond of entertainment, drink, and sleep. He reeks of body odor and cares little for his own appearance or hygiene. He mostly speaks by barking commanding phrases.
That's a lot of drama.
Get dunked on.
Absolutely ripped the Jess's drama.
I have to say, just flipping through this again, I noticed a character who, if there was not a perfect spoonerism of a name, Garen Dearth. I misread it at first. A spoonerism is when you reverse the, like Don
Girth?
Scheffner.
Darren Girth.
And honestly, like this guy,
That's Darren Girth.
Darren Girth right there.
Dude, I think I found my next one-shot character.
Darren Girth.
My name is Darren Girth.
So we have had an incredible time over the last month,
My name's
really
Garthy Darren.
deep diving into this
Real
book.
Darren.
Please let me finish this. Please, I want to play some D&D.
Never gonna get out of here alive.
So this incredible adventure takes you from levels 1 up to level 15. It's a full campaign. You could take it to level 20 all the way if you wanted to. There's enough content in here to really immerse yourself in the world. So go back the Kickstarter today. It ends on October 11th, and you can type !curse in the chat to follow our Blackwater partner link. And just a huge thank you to Tomb Guardians for sponsoring our show. If you would like to sponsor us, you somewhere out there about whatever you do out there in the world, come drop us a line, because this is the kind of stuff that you can expect.
And if you ask specifically, we won't insinuate that your characters eat shit.
You do have to ask.
You guys have to ask specifically.
You gotta put it in the book.
So,
Gotta put it in the book.
grab
This
your
character
tissues,
does not
grab your
eat shit.
spider milk, grab your jorts, and your best friends. Whether you are new with us tonight or you've been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support. It is through community that we can make amazing, amazing things happen, and we hope you feel super, super welcome here. Tony, roll the clip, roll the clip,
that
roll that
clip.
clip.
All right. So, for those of you just joining us tonight, last week the party managed to escape from lockup in Caradoc with the help of the two dragons, Ferithor and Argoic. They made off into the sky and managed to avoid further pursuit from a Caraxian airship. They flew across the ocean to the southern shores of Garyang, where they spent the night. The dragons bestowed upon them gifts to each of them as they enjoyed a sauna and a cold plunge before deciding on a plan going forward. They agreed to head to the continent of Guthstrom in search of Shai's mother in hopes of getting some more answers, as they once again mounted the dragons, heading to the coastal town of Skalarn.
Tim, can I ask a question? Those consumable dragon scales
Yes.
that we had, can you remind us what they were? And for the folks at home as well, just because I want to make sure I have all of the deeds.
Yeah, I can definitely
Speak
pull those up.
and
Yes.
Yeah,
read
dragon-
Draconic.
Dragon speech.
Yeah, dragon's speech, dragon's voice,
Advantage
and
on
dragon's wiles. So
wiles,
speech
like-
was speak, read, and write Draconic. Dragon's voice, as a bonus action, you can make your voice audible up to 300 feet away for 1 minute.
It's me.
Dragon's wiles, you have advantage on charisma, persuasion checks. You have advantage on
It's called
persuasion checks.
Dragon Speed.
Dragon's wiles.
Dragon's Wiles is mine.
Yours is dragon's voice.
Thank you.
Dragon speech.
Dragon stuff.
Okay, let's try again from the top.
X card.
And a 5, 6, 7, 8.
And you all leveled up as well.
Yeah, this is level 6, Esper. Get out.
Oh no, that was the wrong.
Canonically, he dies and
Yeah.
is reborn.
It's also
So you are just on the shore, about to mount up. Is there anything you'd like to do before you head out on the journey?
And we have leveled up in the morning.
Yes, you leveled up.
In the morning, I'm going to do a new thing that I have to find on my character sheet. In the morning, I think people will come out and they will find Esper kind of sitting in the dark, very obviously attentive to something and listening, as he is being told a tale. I need to get this table up because it's not on my character sheet, which is a bummer. But basically, I think you would even see very faint outlines of people speaking. I'm gonna roll a bardic inspiration. That's a 4. I think you would see like as Esper is sitting almost like in front of the dying embers of the fire, you would see the smoke kind of lift up, and you'd see like a small figure running and dashing as things chase behind them, and they like kind of flee and get free. As I take on one of my tales from beyond, and that is something that I can use at some point during today.
And you've done a little shuffle around level-wise.
I've done a little shuffle around level-wise. I'm a level 4. I've taken 1 level away from my rogue, and I've taken 2 extra levels of bard. So I'm 4 rogue, 3 bard.
Nice.
Quick question: the
Yes.
Burning Blood spell.
Yes.
That's when I get hit. It deals the damage.
Yes, so you cast it on yourself beforehand, and then when you get hit,
Perfect.
it splashes out. Not so nice stuff. Good. All right.
We take off.
So you head on to the dragons, and who is on who?
I'm on Argowick in the same seat.
Yes.
I'm being carried by the warm one.
By the warm, that's Farathor.
Yeah, we're both on for
Okay.
I'm on the
Argowick.
yeah.
I'm on the one that doesn't give me mercury poisoning, so I'm on Farathor.
I'm in mercury poisoning.
So you mount up.
Sitting on top as well, or are you getting carried?
I'm on top.
You're on top. And you head out over the ocean. You spend, it's quite a long flight. It's probably about 10 hours of flight time. As you cross kind of the southern part of Garyang, you can see the kind of mountains in the distance as you head out, and the icy peaks very far to the north. As it is fairly cold, you're on Farathor, you're pretty comfortable. On Argowick, it is cold. And especially as you get farther north, where Guthstrom is a little bit south of Garyang, so you do eventually kind of turn away, and you're out over the open ocean for a number of hours.
It looks like Shy's managing the cold just fine. As a Triton, I have resistance to cold.
Whoa. Whoa.
Thistle, how you handling cold?
I don't know, Tim. How am I handling the cold?
Well, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Got
For this
it.
journey.
Some leaves fall off.
Oh, he starts
leaves
turning
changing.
red.
Oh my
brown,
God.
orange.
Con. That's a 13.
Okay. You are, by the end of this journey, you are getting pretty exhausted from the cold. Like, just trying to stay warm is pretty hard. And you can feel the wood of your skin aching and creaking, and like as you're moving. So it's not pleasant. But by the end of the day, you do have a point of exhaustion. As you travel throughout the day, you see it's fairly clear, wide open. You see a few ships here and there, far down below. You're fairly high up. And as you get closer, you are flying towards the sun. So you can see the continent in the distance as you're coming up on the kind of long shore of Guthstrom. You can see there is a little bit of snow, what looks like a little bit of snow on the ground here and there. It's not heavy snow like in Garyang. It's kind of a light dusting at this point, as it's kind of the equivalent of like late November. But as you get closer, you see they do take a farther turn south, as you can see an island just off the coast.
That's that Dragon Island.
With a very large mountain. And as you do, you can see them, like the sun is starting to set, and there is just a little bit of light in the sky as you are starting to turn. You see Argowick kind of flies closer to Farathor, and you see them look at each other as there's this sort of acknowledgement. You're not sure, you don't see them move their mouths, but it seems like they are communicating somewhat. As they fly a little bit lower to the ocean water. You see, you can all make perception checks.
Mm-mm.
21.
21.
Okay.
18.
14. So you two, you see in the mountain in the distance, you can see there is a ship kind of passing from the island, or from the mainland to the island. But you see at the top of the mountain, there is some movement. And you watch as Ferithor and Argowick, you feel them get quite a bit closer to the water, where to the point where Ferithor's claws are almost kind of skimming along. And you see this kind of eruption of dust from the top of the mountain. We're gonna have to drop you. You're gonna have to swim the last bit.
What?
As you
How far does
see,
it look to shore?
it's probably about 200, 300 feet.
Okay.
As they as they slide down towards the water, they're starting to take a turn, and they're kind of dipping down. And you watch as large wings extend out at the top of the mountain. And you see this figure take off, flying down the edges of the mountain. With the 21, you can just see the kind of glint of color in the distance. There is sort of a bluish glint as it sails across low over the island, picking up speed. You watch the two of them kind of dip down as all of you drop into the water. I'm going to have everyone make a Constitution saving throw as you drop into the water.
I would have, as I'm falling, I would have be shaped into a shark.
Yes. Then you're fine. Okay.
Do I make this at advantage because I am Triton with water?
Sure.
17.
17?
7.
7, okay.
10.
10.
Flirty
Okay.
20.
Okay. So, Miri and Esper, as you hit the water, it is freezing cold.
It's a hot cold plunge. We were on the hot one.
Exactly.
Yes.
Your body temperature was not sort of like it's extra cold because you were so warm.
No!
As the air in your lungs kind of sucks out, and you are like, you take a point of exhaustion, and you are floundering to try to catch your breath here as you hit the water. You watch as the dragons peel off and almost essentially make a U-turn, heading farther south. As you watch that other dragon kind of continuing over the ocean. It's still a little ways from you, but it is picking up speed at a rapid pace.
I think, like when a shy kind of barrels off Argowick, I kind of go perfect dive, like straight into the water, just straight down in, not bothered by the cold. And if I see Miri or Esper floundering, whoever is closest to me, I'm going to basically swim underneath them and come up and provide them support as a very strong swimmer.
As I hit the water and gasp, in a moment of like panic, I'm going to use immediately because it's very useful in this moment. You'll see that small figure from the smoke, larger, run past everyone, sprinting, still kind of wispy, ethereal smoke. As I use Tail of the Runaway, I'm going to target myself. I can use my reaction to teleport 30 feet. When I teleport, I can choose a number of creatures it can see up to my charisma bonus, which is 4, who can immediately use the same reaction. So as I hit the water, I'm going to just like pop forward 30 feet.
Cool.
As this like figure runs past, and I kind of like follow that path. And everyone else can do that as well.
Amazing. So
Nice.
we all just
What is this type of teleportation? Because like this figure
it's
is like
almost
a ghost
like,
or something.
Yeah, it's
like what
almost
is that
like
experience?
it's like the path that this figure runs. You step through that path and follow the figure to wherever you're intending, and it's almost like time freezes for you for a moment, whereas you run forward. That's cool. But it's just like instantaneous out forward. Yeah, yeah.
As you pop 30 feet towards the shore, I'm assuming.
No, I go
way out.
deeper,
Um,
straight up.
As like you all begin to swim towards the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a shark, I would try and assist
Yeah.
Miri's steaming.
by biting them.
Hey, don't we have a boat? Or is that a one-time boat?
It's a one-time boat.
Okay.
As you
Is
swim.
it a foldable thing?
No,
You
this
can't
is
put
not
it
a
back in the
foldable
bottle.
boat.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
in a
bottle.
Boat
bottle.
in a bottle.
Yeah.
So you make your way towards the shore, and you see the dragon is quickly approaching over the water towards you. What would you like to do? You're probably still about 60 feet away from the shore.
We have all of the Caraxian everyone's got a Caraxian breathing mask. Breathing masks on now. We go underwater.
Okay.
Oh god.
And so I just kind of I dive down first to kind of scout around to make sure we're not impeding on anything that might be below us, and then everyone would drop down under the water.
Usually a shark.
I see this shark.
You see it's kind of rocky, kind of silty below. As you all dive down, you can see above you. It's fairly clear because it's cold. You see above you this large, very, very large dragon sail over, and you can see this kind of metallic-y blue glint as it heads off in the same direction as Ferrothor and Argowick. It passes over you fairly quickly and then is gone.
I think we'd probably give it a beat. And I'm going to swim up, and because you could hear me because I can speak underwater just fine. I'm going to swim up and check if it's gone, and then we can continue making it to shore. So I'm going to come up and then take a quick look around.
Perception check.
And we continue swimming towards the
I
shore,
reach my hand out for
under this
some,
water for
potentially some
a while.
help to do so.
Yeah, guys.
Thank you.
Miri's pretty distracted.
I just give Miri
Importantly, does
Sorry.
guidance
That's
have a
what we
verbal
talked
component?
Yes. Yes.
This will
That's
give you a little fin.
I think it does. I think guidance does, but you have a breathing mask.
Can we, like,
You can talk
can
through
we cast?
Yeah, I can talk
verbal
through. I
components
can.
through
It
that?
does.
talk through the breathing mask.
I was thinking more
It's
of
touch
what
and
they put
verbal,
in
right?
Star Wars, the like fully in the mouth thing.
Yeah.
So that's 19
You have the card.
plus a 6 is 25.
You have the card.
You see the dragon in the
Verbal
distance,
somatic touch.
and it's continuing to kind of chase them.
Okay.
And they're going at a pretty quick speed, as quick as they can. So they're just dots on the horizon at this point. But other than that, it seems clear. You can see the shore. There is kind of a rocky coastline, and you can see some pine trees just a little ways up the shore with kind of just a little dusting of snow.
Okay. I'd duck my head back underneath. Yeah, coast's clear. We're good to go.
I'm already as close to the shore as I could have gotten in that time because I'm not staying in this water for any longer.
Yeah. We were all.
And I think
We're all
I
going.
just like,
All right.
and I catch up with him.
It's not pretty, but
Make it
Miri's
up
going.
onto the shore.
I stay ashore.
All right, yeah, and Mira comes out. You're just steaming. As you make it onto the shore, just as the sun has set.
Before we got dropped, could we see any civilization on the horizon or nearby?
You two would have seen up the coast a little ways, probably maybe a couple hours. It looked to be a small harbor.
They said it was Skalarn is the name of the town.
If
It's on the coastline.
we probably don't want to travel when it gets nighttime while wet, so
Well, I'm taking care of that. I'm just
Oh, great.
warming and drying everyone's clothes. It'll take a minute
I would
or
help
two.
with that
Yeah,
after
yeah,
dealing with mine.
do I also have prestidigitation? I don't think I do.
This guy's got mage hands.
I-
I got
I
prestidigitation.
fix
No
any-
respect.
I'm using
for
the
life.
actual fire.
I
You're
fix
the
any.
actual
I fix
fire.
any rips.
Do we want to travel and walk and see if we can make it there
I mean,
tonight?
if it's just
past
along the
sunset.
coast, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can do that.
Yeah, sure. And you would have seen too the edges just beyond the harbor. You probably would have made it out with a 21. There does look to be like a large wooden staked wall that kind of goes around, that goes into the forest.
I'm gonna grab like a branch from a bush or something, from like a dryish bush, and then I'm going to like very quickly rub my a dragon tooth dagger against it because it does fire damage. So I'm gonna try and get a like torch basically going.
Sure.
To provide some warmth, and also so there's just not a group of people sneaking up on a city.
Yeah, you managed to fashion a kind of, and you would have some stuff in your adventuring pack.
Yeah.
that has.
But I'm just like,
You fashion a torch. As you walk through, there isn't a clear path through the woods on this side, so you're kind of making your way through. I'll have whoever's in the lead make a perception check.
Well, I'll also, as long as we're not being super sneaky, I'll cast light. So like,
Okay.
if we're just like, oh, we are a presence. You know.
Who would be helming the? I can take out front if you want, or I can take out front if you want.
I have a question. To help, you need to have proficiency. I have half proficiency. Is that not sufficient?
I would say no. Let's make it full proficiency to help.
New table, hard table.
Yeah.
New table, hard table. Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah.
I have proficiency.
Okay. Thank you.
Now I
Helping you with
actively
that?
have to look at whether I can help or not, and it's really unhelpful because the H means I can't help.
Just for no help.
Help is not possible.
That's
is
not
what H
Help
great.
is
for.
not
Help.
helpful.
Even-
Not allowed here.
I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 3. So that's just going to be a 9.
A
Sorry.
9, okay.
Straight into a tree.
Yeah, so you you stumble on a root. You keep tripping on roots.
Oh, shit.
It's fairly dark. You've never been to this place before. you are really getting your bearings. There's a lot of pine trees. There's also some deciduous trees that have lost their leaves. And it is similar to the kind of forest we have around here.
Okay.
You're kind of so there's not a ton of underbrush in this particular part.
For the folks at home, that's the Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
We don't know.
We're looking.
But it is still difficult to kind of navigate through the kind of roots and dead trees and things like that. As you make your way through, it's slow going. But you continue on for about an hour. When you hear... Mm-hmm.
As we walk, I'm just going to roll on my table again, because I can do it as a bonus action. As a 1. So I'm just going to... It's good to have that prepped for... Oh, it's actually immediately useful as well. I think as Esper walks, you don't, like... The sound people make when they see, like, an animal, and they're like, oh, like, you'd hear that and you wouldn't see the animal, and you'd hear it a few times along the way. Yeah, essentially. And then...
Is that you, mate?
Oh, sorry, did you see... And then he'll, like, clock that it's this, like, ethereal ghost of a creature that's lived here once. As I get the tale of clever animal, and you are in the lead, right?
I am.
I am going... Jesus, this is... What? Oh, an extra die. Okay, never mind. I read that wrong. I'm going to give it to you, and you're going to basically see, like... What would be a local animal? Like a mink?
Yeah, there'd be minks.
You see, like, a mink kind of crawl through, like, ghostly crawl through your ankles and then crawl up on your shoulder, and its eyes light up. As for the next 10 minutes, when you make an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma check... You can roll an extra die immediately after rolling the d20 and add that extra die's number to the check. I thought that was an extra d20 that you could roll, and I was like, crazy.
Bardic?
It's an extra bardic. So you just get a d6 to any wisdom, charisma, or check for the next 10 minutes.
Whoa. Awesome.
And it, unlike regular bardic, it stays. It's like for the next 10 minutes, you can keep it for the whole thing.
So as you watch this kind of make, you're sort of captivated by
it. Is it cold? Like, what is it? Like, is it cold? Is it...
I think it's like... It's almost
like...
absorbent of heat, because it's that, like, when you walk into a house that people talk about being haunted and you hit a cold spot, it's like that around your neck.
Esper, this one of yours?
Oh yeah. I think I can see animal ghosts now.
Oh, okay.
Things have been changing lately. I saw a smoke ghost, and then we teleported. And I'm seeing that.
Yeah, that was
ghosts.
that was you, right?
Yeah. I kind of sat after the whole debacle. The voices of... I'm focusing more on the ones that tell me things that are helpful. And some of them have been telling their stories to me. Letting me know what they were before death. And it's apparently something I can now manifest.
It reminds me of what Valentine said before he left.
Yeah.
Before they left. Keep telling stories, right?
Yeah.
As you're talking, you feel this massive claw come down on the mink. I'm going to have everyone roll initiative.
Oh my god!
Buddy!
Hey, don't punish me for doing it. Hey, Tim?
You rolled a bad perception.
I'm sorry.
He's punishing Anne.
He's punishing me. It's fine. Killing my first campaign PC's husband. Now punishing me. The claw to the
hard table.
back. Hard table.
And does an 18 hit?
Yeah, it absolutely hits, Tim.
my table's just
This fucking
Timothy.
hard table.
New table, hard table.
You take...
I want to know my secret.
No.
Are you always angry?
24 points
24
of
points.
slashing damage.
Oh my god.
As you see this very large creature, kind of like long snout with these big teeth, and you hear this kind of rattling as you see quills kind of spring up on its back. as its claw kind of rips back.
I think it's behind me. Like I have turned around to face them, and it was behind me.
Yeah, look, like you see, it's come down from the tree. It's climbed down while you were talking, and you did not kind of see it move around.
I think it like almost knocks me prone, but I'm able to kind of like get my bearings and wheel around on it.
Okay, 25 to 20.
Bob.
Flirty 20.
22.
Flirty 20. Did you need? Do we want minis and a map?
Yeah, you know, I did
There's
not.
a force map there on the table. I'll grab it for you.
Yeah, actually, that is ideal.
Because we prepared it.
Sorry, Tony. 20 to 15.
19.
18. I forgot what 14 plus 4 was for a second there.
Oh, that's hard.
And Mirielle, what was yours?
That's a natural 2.
Okay.
Natural 2.
Natural 2.
I'm in here.
Oh, that's very far.
Trees coming in hot.
Perfect.
Wow.
I just planned it.
And Mirielle.
And here come your minis, Tim.
Grab my animal mini. I'll go grab it. All right.
Tim, how big this creature? We talking large or huge?
This is large.
All right.
Okay.
Large.
And in towards.
And how close are we to the coast? We've been walking along the coast.
You've been in for about an hour. Like you're in the kind of edge of the forest, like the coast is kind of there.
Like
is
within
facing
100
the wrong
feet?
way.
Further than 100 feet?
Yeah, I would say you'd be within 100 feet.
While we wait, hi, welcome to Blackwater.
Hi.
What's Blackwater?
We love you.
We do very much.
And we are in a forest.
I think I'm a little after
What is
combats
this?
now. I'm a little gun
What,
shy
forest? I
don't know, I'm trying to
after.
figure
Have you ever seen a tree?
Yeah.
You.
It's when a lot of them get together and kind of just hang out.
It's like
Yeah.
a party for trees.
I'm really nervous about like literally every combat
I feel like
now.
we had a real case of the sillies off the top of this
We
episode.
did.
And I liked it.
Don't worry. Tim's gonna bring Neppy in next, and then
No.
ice her.
I'm gonna use this
and
opportunity.
then
We haven't earned a PC yet.
No.
We haven't earned a full PC
No.
yet. Tim told me that.
I'm gonna plug Chatwater again.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
do it. Plug
because
Chatwater,
Yeah.
Jess.
There's just like so many little moments where we like almost get into talking about the like super higher level stuff, and then it's like okay, back in the game, focus.
No, thank
on the
you.
game. We talk about all of those. It's very
Decent
fun.
analog.
Oh no!
about Nissa.
What?
Zane is
It's a
Nissa.
decent analog.
I don't care for
Perfect.
that shit at all.
Just imagine like a giant porcupine.
Trying to think about
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, it is Mark's turn first.
Hey.
All right, this is a large creature. Mark is gonna whip around, look at this thing as it just fucking sucker punches Shy, and he's going to try and reach into its little noodle and project some problems into its brain.
I love this.
He's going to attempt. It's not undead or it's not giving undead or construct vibes.
No.
Right? Okay.
This is
right.
very bestial.
He would love it to make an intelligence saving throw.
Amazing. Would you believe me if I told you I had a -4?
Yes, I would.
So that's a 9.
That's not good. So what this? So boom, slam Shy, and then it's going to hear this. Does it make any sounds?
Yeah, it has this kind of high-pitched squeal roar.
It's going to hear a much louder and deeper equivalent of the same roar as from behind a tree, a like brick shithouse 10 foot by 10 foot cube of a creature emerges.
What is the creature?
It's that creature.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's
Okay.
one of them, but like Mark is imagining like a bigger, tougher one that's like
with like more quill.
yeah. It's like the real like Chad version of whatever the fuck this is. Huge jaw.
Chisel jawline, yeah.
Phantasmal force on the creature. And so
Very cool.
we're going to imagine see this like blank spot just to our right over
Yeah.
here. Like that's where that creature is. So if this thing wants to like rise to the challenge of like Chad Cupine or whatever the fuck we're calling this thing.
Gigapine.
Like it would be
Gigapine.
swinging at the blank spot, and I'll like clue everybody in. I'm like, I'm fucking with its brain. Don't go over here. Don't go over here. There's a big bad thing there.
Okay. Is it frightened?
No, it's just
It believes that that thing is there.
yeah.
I think it can also take.
I create a phantasmal creature or object no bigger than a 10-foot cube, and if it like wants to fight with it, then it will take psychic damage. But my hope is that I'm able to scare this thing off, or at least give it a new target to attack that isn't us.
Okay. All right. It is Shy's turn.
I am after that big ol' hit. Okay. I am going to, because if I leave this thing's melee, I'm going to get an attack of opportunity. But I also want to give it the opportunity to, like, go ahead.
Sorry. Do it with bonus action. Strength saving throw, please.
Yeah, nice.
Push it away from Shy with my brain.
Nice.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
Yes. Wow. 5 foot back. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Can I borrow your D4?
Absolutely.
Oh, and I will scoot back to hide behind a tree, of course. Not that far. Oh wait, yeah, it's that one, the tiny tree.
Okay. I am going to wheel around, and I am also going to back up just a bit. Actually, I'm going to put myself between the creature and Miri. I'm going to put myself there, and then I am going to, spin around, and I'm going to, like, my hands start to shake together as I push forward, and it is going to have to make, this is I think it's a save. Let me just double check the spell. What it is. This is it's going to need to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Another natural 1.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So
You guys are broken, dude.
You see this kind of, all of the air kind of from behind me gets sucked in, heated, and then sprayed out in front of me as I'm going to use my hydrothermal arc.
Nice.
I'm going to spend 2 focus points to do that, and I roll 3d6 fire damage.
Good.
That's not great. That's going to be 7 fire damage.
Yep.
There. And then I think I'm going to take my bonus action for an extra attack. I can do that, right? Or do I have to have hit first with my
You have to
attacks?
use a melee attack.
I have to use a melee attack
I
first.
believe so, but I could be wrong because you're using a dope monk thing. So.
Did
Yeah.
you cast the spell?
It was casting a spell through.
If you cast a spell, then as a bonus action, you can make an attack as
Amazing.
that additional verse.
Are you in melee?
I can use my...
Sunsoul stuff.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right.
so I can,
Yeah.
and then kind of
Level
leaving
yeah.
the, with the hydrothermal arc in front of me, I kind of put my hands forward and for a bioluminescent bolt.
Be
Just like an arc, and then a little bolt follows behind.
Yes. That's a natural
Nat
20.
20.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so that is going to be, so that's 2 focus points for that, and it's going to have to make a Constitution save as I'm going to use Stunning Strike as well.
Nice. Thistle, you're on deck.
If you spend 1 key point as part of your action on your turn, you can make 1 attack as an unarmed strike or monk weapon as a bonus action.
Great.
Con save?
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's Tash's.
That does make it just by 1, but that is going to take plus, that's going to be plus 4, I think, to that. Yeah, so that is going to be 12 points of radiant damage.
Hell yeah.
And you can stunning strike with your bioluminescent bolt? Nice.
Whoa, for real?
That's dope.
Any of my monk attacks I can buy.
Essentially a monk attack.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Thistle, you're up.
How's this thing working?
It's looking fine.
All right.
Just hit me with a big old claw.
And it didn't get
Thistle
stunned,
is
No,
going
it did
to, as he moves into close contact with the beast, he is going to, as he steps forwards, he's going to start turning into a bear, and then as he does, lightning is going to start crackling through his fur as I cast Burning Blood
Hell yeah.
at 3rd level with lightning, and then wild shape into a bear, and I'm going to get right up in its grill.
Sick.
And that's my turn.
Nice. All right.
That's the thing about like Thistle's like thing is it takes a full turn
Get
to
into
set
it.
up.
Yeah.
But
like,
once
that
you
was
do
letter-
it,
it's
you're
like,
really
Cast
right.
bonus, and now I'm
Now
ready.
ready.
And
That was
that's
fully
what I was
letters,
asking is like,
being
how's he
like,
doing? Because I'm going to burn a
we're ready
third
to fight.
slot.
Yeah,
Hell
you've got
yeah.
your Sailor Moon transformation.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
takes a whole turn.
Mm-hmm, sure do.
Esper looks over as Burning Blood happens. As you say, I'm fucking with its mind. Esper goes, good time to try then. And I'm going to flip a knife in the air and... I'm going to ghost finger. As the knife is in the air, ghost fingers appear because that spectral mage hand that I summon, 3 appear and grasp onto the knife and pull away.
Cool.
And as the solid form of the knife falls into my hand, 3 spectral knives stand in the air and shoot towards. I need an intelligence. It's per hit, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's an intelligence save per knife.
Yeah, because you're throwing them all. Yeah, because if you're
Ah,
doing it
yeah.
separate, they all take.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the first one is it's a 15 minus 4. That's
Failure.
11. And -1.
Failure.
And 12.
Failure. So it is,
It's a little
and it's
dum-dum.
sneak. So I need to roll these d4s because I don't have a ton of d4s.
Part
A lot of d6s.
The uncelebrated part of
Actually-
being a caster is figuring out what
Can
you
I-
think this creature is
Yes, can I
bad
just
at
use
and
all of
exploiting
the
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being like, this creature can't read. Game recognizes game. You know?
Can't say that.
Every single one.
Oh,
Nope.
you
I've
have the
got,
special
yeah,
shine
I've
one.
got
Creature
all
might
of
be
them.
able to read Draconic.
Oh, so
Oh, that's a
many
lot
dice.
of dice.
I get to
So
roll a lot of dice
many.
now.
A little pyramid
8,
going on.
12. I love d4s now. Holy shit. 20. Oh, I knocked that over. That was a 1. 24. 25. Oh, there's another d4.
Do you get sneak attack on the dagger?
25.
Well, because
28.
Cool spell. Cool
30.
Yeah, we established that.
36. 40. Oh, no, because it's a spell. It doesn't do... It doesn't do my dex.
Yeah,
So
so don't add your dex.
40 damage
Nice.
for that.
Amazing.
As I... It would... I've found a new interaction that you and I might need to discuss and nerf. If I cast Hex before I do that, every dagger that hits adds a d6.
Damn.
So we can discuss
New
that.
table, hard table. Even for Tim, yeah. Even for Tim.
Hard.
Okay, I'll just throw harder shit at you. That's fine.
Go,
Bring
it.
I'm fine
Bring
with
it.
that.
We'll kill
Oh,
you
you
more
should
like
have
a
a bard, but stayed DPS.
But
Table's gonna get so hard.
I mean, a giant dragon just flew over all of you.
I wonder where we got that giant dragon from.
All right.
It's kind of blue.
damage, and that's my
Damn, whiskers.
action
I know.
to cast a spell. So I cannot cast Hex. That I was like, I'm gonna cast Hex first and get a cool bunch of damage. Can't do that.
Send us like a really fluffy.
As a bonus action, I'm just gonna like reach out to the table again because it's fun and fuck it.
How many times can you do that?
As many times as I can bardically inspire.
Which is?
4.
Cool.
That's a 5.
Let me guess, it's useful immediately.
It honestly may be useful immediately. Fuck.
A spooky, smoky creature comes out and it scares away things
and
with
it
spines.
gives everybody a kiss first.
Everyone gets 10 hit points.
No. So
Spines evaporate.
Does it take an action to use it?
it does take an action to give it to someone.
It's like ready to go, dude.
You see, I think as these ghostly daggers hit, kind of a la the graveyard scene from Harry Potter, you see this beast's claws reverberate, and from the claws comes a spectral hunter whose chest is rent open by those claws. Oh. As I get Tail of the Avenger, when I use it for a minute, any creature that hits the target with a melee attack takes force damage equal to the roll of my Bardic Inspiration dice. So basically, I summon a spirit of the last thing this thing killed.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Harry Potter.
All right, it is the creature's turn.
It's
It's going to run away.
I just burnt a 3rd level spell slot, Timothy.
You want to take an attack of
Yes, I
opportunity
do.
to go?
No, because it's not going to hit me back. Yeah, I'm still
One of my
gonna
buildings to
hit
be
it.
hid.
You can chase it down if you want to.
He hit it so hard, it's just a beast.
Yeah.
It's just a little guy.
Just a little animal.
I'm going to hit it.
Got the chat.
One
version
attack.
with us.
Can I get my multi-attack for this?
Chat version.
No, it's an attack of opportunity. It's just one attack.
One fucking
I'm
run.
going to use the claws.
The cloud.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, let's go.
Definitely.
I think if we
that-
come back with this thing's head, it'll be like a returning Witcher. Like, they may not like us, but respect us.
Yeah,
Actually
maybe.
throw it down like
I feel like the last comment we had was we were definitely on the back foot and we're going full out aggressive.
I have one more of those knives in me.
Oh yeah.
18
I was prepared to
points
burn
of
every spell.
slashing.
18
This one
points of
thing.
slashing.
It's not
It's all right.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
You hear kind of a yelp as it takes off into the
This
forest
one goes after.
at 80 feet.
80 feet, holy.
She's quick.
It is now Mir's
This
turn.
will roars after it.
cool. Are we done?
Yeah, I think we go.
Miri was like fucking ready to split in half, and so she's kind of like jiggling a little bit, and she kind of just goes, squishes it back together, and her eyes kind of go, blah, 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 blah. But we're okay. We're okay, right? Okay.
Are you okay?
Are we okay?
I mean, Shai is bleeding profusely.
Oh, God.
But if we're gonna run, I can run. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I will cast Cure Wounds on Shai.
No, it's running.
it's running.
We're
It's
okay.
running.
We just
I think we're
walk
fine.
carefully and safely.
I think you'll also see the hunter fade, but that energy remain and kind of like come back to me and hover around me.
That's cool.
Because it'll just gonna happen to the next creature that we see. Is like the last thing they killed is gonna be brought back.
That's very helpful. Thank you, Miri.
I get 6 different things, and then when my bardic dice changes, I get more.
That's so cool.
Very cool.
It's a fun subclass. Even if you're like, I don't want to be spooky ghosts.
Isn't this College of Whispers?
College of Spirit.
College of
still in
Spirit.
But it's
How long does
No, we can drop out of initiative if nobody's.
How long does Burning Blood last? A minute, I'm guessing?
I think it's a minute.
Shai, are you okay? Do you need
Someone hit me.
help?
No, I'll be
knives.
I'll be okay. I'm good to keep going. I can bandage this up later.
When you say I'll be okay, that didn't answer my question, which was, could you use more healing?
I'm fine, Miri. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. I like kind of adjust myself and then like I know how to bandage a wound. It's not great, but it's just like, yeah, we're gonna keep going.
I think I owe Ferrithor a drink. It was a useful thing he's given me.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Let's keep going. See if we can make it there before it gets well and truly into the night, and then we have another one of those on our tail.
All right. Continue on.
Yeah.
Through the forest. I'll have you make one more perception check as you make your way to the gates of Skalarn.
I am
Exhaustion, don't we?
Yes,
The
I'm gonna give-
the effect of
The link.
the clever animal is still in effect if it's within 10 minutes. Yeah. So you get a D6 added to this.
But I am also, I remembered, I am exhausted. So I am not the person who
But
should
I
be
can
doing
help
this.
you. But
Um,
I mean, I'm
Just make it a
exhausted
flat
too.
roll.
Just making it a flat
I'm
roll.
exhausted too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll give you guidance.
Okay, and then Bardic as well, right?
We'll have to talk about that. If you can help if
Can
you
you
are
help
exhausted.
if you're exhausted?
Well,
That's one of those things that feels.
Two people at disadvantage. Does that equal one flat roll?
I feel like that does.
2 halves make a whole, Tim.
That tracks.
Because it's the power of friendship.
much better.
Which is
I think, well, it's the idea of
the
like,
strongest power
like
on
if
earth.
you're going up a mountain, I think this is the best analogy, is like if you're walking up a mountain and you're exhausted and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the top, and your friend is like, I'm also exhausted, I don't think I'm going to make it to the top, and you support each other's weight, does become
I
less.
can't
I
carry
have a
for
question.
you, but
Yeah.
I can carry you.
yes.
Too hard for you?
That did.
New table hard.
You hurt my little porcupine.
I thought he was cute.
He's gonna go get his friends.
They will destroy this village.
Shai now fully well and truly awake after being slashed in the back. 30.
Nice. Yeah, you're very much more keyed in
Yes.
and paying attention as you make your way forward. As you get closer to the village, you can see the underbrush has been cleared out, and you do see some more kind of walking trails sort of around the edges. But you see, after about an hour, you come to the edges of the large wooden kind of stake wall. And you find your way over, you kind of head all the way around, and you do find a large gate.
Is it
That you
closed?
can see there's 2, yes, it is closed, and there are 2 guard towers on either side. And you can see it's lit up with torches, and you hear someone call down, "Who goes there?"
Oh, yes.
All of it.
We're looking for shelter for the night. We were attacked in the forest by a big thorn creature.
A savager?
Maybe. We're not from around here.
Where are you from?
All over.
Yeah, a lot of places.
We're
Did I-
friends of Miss Summerwinter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
We met her in Tywin.
What does she look like?
I would
I
describe
would, yeah, I
her.
would describe her. I don't remember.
That's her? Yeah, no, that's her.
She says her
Father makes barrels.
Yes, I
That's-
remind her of her father's work.
It's a very famous company.
Yes.
So that's true.
Yes.
She seems like very.
We met her adventuring and saved her.
Can I do an insight check to see is this guy like what? Are we being like, we know Jeffrey Dahmer, you should let us in? Like, is that like...
No, they're genuinely like, they're like, you know her? Like,
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
feel like she's the equivalent of like Mark, like
I
the
feel like
Dwyler. should
I
be
know,
the-
but it's super dangerous name dropping a person you don't know that well.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you could
hate
easily be
Have
like,
you-
we know the person who got chased out of town
Lady
for murdering
Summer Winter.
puppies.
Have you
Like-
met Thistle?
yeah, I bet.
Do you have coin?
Yes.
Yeah, mate.
We have coins to spend.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, someone will calm down.
Thank you very
Oh.
much.
Sort of peering down. You hear a little while later, they're
Quick rules check. Is there anything that we don't want to talk about whilst in Goostrum, or
Nothing about what happened in Caradoc.
not talking about Caradoc?
So we didn't come from
Do
Caradoc.
we
No.
need an alias? Are we worried that Caradoxians? Are we gonna get doxxed?
Paradoxia.
Caraxians.
Caraxians, thank
Are we
you.
gonna get axed?
Oh, do we need like a faux name?
Yes.
We
We don't have a real name, but we can come up with a faux name.
kind of opens the door.
Phone
What
name.
do you call yourselves?
Faux name.
For the faux name. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
put it in the registry.
Because we are the name that our foes remember.
It sounds like phoneme.
That's what I was going to say, but whatever. To each their own.
is, and like as we're kind of coming in, we really gotta figure out a name,
Yes,
guys.
but we're not losing our name.
I know. but-
Faux name.
Can I
We
get
are
your
the faux name.
individual names too for the registry?
Absolutely, I'm Chip Gardner.
Okay.
Nan?
Make a deception check.
Oh, I'm good at this
Deception
one.
check.
Yes,
Nat
baby.
20.
22.
Okay, Chip Gardner and that Nan. Your names?
Hania.
Okay.
I don't have to make a deception for that because that's the truth.
That's Esper.
All right.
Who the
My
fuck's
name
going
is-
me?
Autumn Spring.
Make a deception check.
That was my favorite axe smell.
Fuck off.
Oh, it was on like 19 for the longest time. That is a natural 1, too.
Oh,
Because-
no.
Okay, I know you're fucking with me because Lady Summerwinter's
Summerwinter,
mom is named Autumn, so come on, you're not.
Her name is Autumn Winter.
Yeah, don't pretend like you didn't know that. Because
Name is
obviously
Autumn,
you used
Summer,
that-
Winter.
No.
Oh.
No, summer, winter.
No,
It's
Summer Winter's
winter.
her whole name. Summer is her first name.
Lady
Winter is
Is
Summer
her,
her
is her last name?
Oh,
Lady
fuck
Summer
off.
Winters.
God damn it. I thought she
mom
was
is
like
Autumn
Lady
Winter.
something Summer Winter.
He doesn't have a name yet, he's a plant.
My name is Nod.
Also that.
He's working on
Okay,
it.
that's maybe a worse name. So
Nod. There's nothing wrong with Nod.
And he's our protector.
maybe where you come from. Okay, well, I'll put
very
Nard,
judgmental.
and I'm going to draw a little picture.
It's 2 A's. 2 A's. N-A-A-R.
Okay, and now I have to cross it out and write it again.
Rhymes
So-
with
Walked onto the
And
set
then-
of the Norseman.
There's
at Autumn.
there's an umlaut over one of the A's.
Yeah, I know what an umlaut is.
I didn't explain what an umlaut
Every single one of our names has an umlaut somewhere in it.
Incredible.
All names have an umlaut. How was that?
Which suggests that her name is actually Sumo Winter.
Lady Sumo Winter. I think it's Summer Winter.
Winter.
Summer
Okay, there's
Winter?
2 places you could go for a room. You could go to the Hoof and Arrow. That's usually where visitors go.
Tim, how are we gonna make it through this arc?
We're
One of my
not.
favorite places
got
I've
the
ever
giggles,
created. Or you could go to the Barrel, but it's kind of a company bar, so you could if you know the Lady Summer Winter. Maybe they'll let you in, but they don't have a lot of rooms. It's usually for traveling business people, but.
Is this a big town?
No, it's I would say it's a medium-sized town. The whole thing is walled off, but you can see there is just as you go in, you can see immediately to your right there is the harbor. Next to the harbor is a few large warehouses, and you can see the kind of barrel making, you assume like the sort of factory. And then close to that, he points out that's where the barrel is, and it's a big building that looks like a giant barrel on its side. And then in the center of the town, there is a great hall. It's quite large. The doors are wide open. You can see people going in. There's a fire going and lots of people going in. And then kind of next to that in that square is the Hoof and Arrow. You can see it looks like a large, like it might have been a stable at one point that's been built on top of, and it's quite large. And then there's a number of houses and other
Right, yeah, mate, I appreciate that, really do. I am associated with Dullkirk Academy, a position of learning. Is there anyone in town or any Are there any institutions where perhaps your learned people gather, mages of that variety?
Well, the people who make the barrels are pretty good at what they do, so I would say maybe there.
Do they magically make the barrels?
Well, I mean, have you ever used one of these barrels? Because it feels like magic.
Yes, we have, because we know
Lady
maybe
Summer.
summer, winter.
My
I
problem
know
is
we know Lady Summer Winter.
I don't know.
We talked to her yesterday.
I've been watching a show called
Wait, no, that was a week ago.
which is Norwegian, fully Norwegian. And this is what they sound like, and I have to stop watching the show now because I won't be able to take the show seriously where they're talking about Thor and stuff.
Tim's just leaning into his Scandinavian ancestry.
There is Froome. He makes furniture. It's quite good, and he uses a little bit of magic on those, but
Okay.
he's quite gifted.
I'm wondering if there's anybody here. Do you have a cartographer in town? Someone who makes maps?
You could talk to the governor. He has probably some maps in his office.
I'm looking for a map that'll detail us a path, probably further into Goothstrom. So that's good advice. Thank you.
Where are you going?
North.
Why would you go north?
we have interests out there.
Part of the academic studies.
Are you studying giants?
Yes.
All right.
Are there giants up north?
Giant magic.
Yes, the hill giants that live up there.
Oh, lovely.
What else is up north?
Big fan.
You'll want to talk to Froome then if you're looking for hill giant magic.
Oh, great.
From a hill giant.
He's a half giant.
Oh, good.
His mother was a hill giant and she used magic. She taught him. But if you want to go up north, that's fine, but it's very dangerous. And
Can you repeat the sentence? His mother used magic.
No, his
and
mother was a giant who used
Yeah.
magic, and she
Taught.
taught it to him.
Taught him. I thought you said stole him, and I was like, that's
Stole
a
him.
fucking terrifying
I don't
backstory.
know how the giants do it, but
Does Frim have an umlaut?
no,
Every name has an umlaut.
no, he's no.
Let's go
Oh,
with
'cause
the
he's a
silent
giant.
one.
Exactly.
Thank you for. We'll head on through. Thank you for your
Alright.
time.
If you want to talk to the governor too, he might be in the Great Hall.
Once they get a little bit of distance, I would sort of hang back.
I have one question for you. Do you have a bookstore here?
I don't know. Maybe at the general store they might have some books. There is Skalarn General that Liv might have something.
All right. Thank you.
Perhaps her hoof and arrow. Then
That sounds
Great hall,
good.
mate. Like,
right away.
that's where
okay.
everyone's
We
at.
should go to the Great Hall
Yeah.
first.
I am going to go to Skalarn's general store.
It's nighttime.
It's like
Yeah,
the middle of the
everything's
night. It's
closed.
like 11:30.
It seems like most of the town is in the Great Hall or the taverns. Like
to the
it's-
Great Hall. I will
But-
go to the general store.
Here in the north, it'll be.
The
It's
north.
what 11:30. So it'll be dawn in about 2.5 hours.
yeah.
While we're in the Great Hall, is our cover story that we're academics searching for Mallory
I don't want to.
LeBlair. What's your last name?
Shadair.
There, I was close.
We're interested in hill giant magic.
I don't think we should. I don't want to drop her name. I don't know what kind of reputation she has up here. If anything, if she's been kind of carving her way through this continent and hurting people or whatever, I don't know what she does.
It also might not be too far from the truth that maybe she's up here to study different types of magic.
Well, what did you say? And maybe Sean knows this, but not me personally, Mark.
Why is my mother up here?
Well, she's looking for where
She's
the
looking
moon.
for the site of Riez's rising. So
Riez's
where
rising.
Riez rose from the ground, which apparently is the Rain of Peaks.
Rain of Peaks. So maybe there's an old folk legend or something, you know.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
also ask if they've ever met anyone, a Triton, before. If she's passed through here,
Perhaps the
they
governor.
might. Oh yes,
I
I
think-
remember the Triton that was a bitch, and then we'd be like, oh yes, we don't know who she is.
Perhaps, yeah. I
Or
think
they might, to kind of.
Oh, the one who was our friend.
Yeah.
And then
that-
we could be. Yeah.
that is
I mean, either
equally
way.
possible.
And
Yes.
I really don't want to throw her name around
Copy.
Okay.
up here, especially because I don't. This might sound strange, but I don't want her to know we're coming.
I see.
I don't want her to prepare for anything. I want to figure out what she's doing out here, and then get what we need, and then go.
Let's go to the Great Hall.
Yep.
Keep it light. Have fun. Mingle. We'll find out what we find out.
Okay.
Mingle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be rambunctious.
Sure.
I can do some drugs if you want.
Maybe offer someone some drugs. I don't know.
I do not share.
Okay.
We go to the Great Hall.
Nightmare blunt rotation. Walks out.
And I leave.
So you head in. As you head into this big Great Hall, you can see, like, you hear the sound of kind of mirth and merriment. As you see people, there's quite a bit of food kind of laid out on the long table in the center. You see at the far end there is a very large hearth. And you can see all manner of folk kind of moving around. There's a number of, there's Goliaths, there's humans, you see a few centaurs.
Do we see any Goliaths that are the same type of Goliath as Mr. Moss?
No,
Okay.
no, they all kind of have a kind of more grayish
So like
skin.
Shaleborn rather than...
What color is Mr. Moss's?
Greenish.
He's green skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he's a
Greenish
forest,
tint.
or he's like a
Tree Goliath.
forest
Tree
Goliath.
Swamp Goliath.
Swamp Goliath, yeah.
They're called. Yeah, you head in, and you see kind of people passing things around. There's lots of conversations going on. You can see near the hearth, there is a kind of large chair where you see a man who looks to be in his kind of middle age, a tiefling with kind of large flat horns that sort of wrap around the side, and you can see his hair is kind of pulled up in a big ponytail. He's wearing a big fur coat. And he's got kind of a stein of ale, and you see he's talking to a few people.
What? The dickhead who was our guide. What was his name?
The guy
Wax.
who beats the guy.
Wax.
Wax?
Yeah.
Is he a tiefling?
Is it written right there in
Is
your
it him?
laptop?
Is it right
No,
there on
is
your
it
laptop?
not,
right there?
not Wax. That was in
Fuck
Marianne.
that guy.
Was he a tiefling?
Fuck, yes, it was.
He was a tiefling.
He has
I
purple
think.
skin.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Is this
no.
guy purple skinned?
No, this guy has
got fucking purple skin.
Purple skin.
Fucking
His skin is
Arca.
almost black.
Profiling.
Like is almost like entirely like kind of a dark black.
How
color.
is he related to Neppy?
He's just tiefling. Not all tieflings are related. Yes.
So far in this campaign,
Every tiefling
Every
we met,
tiefling has been related.
legitimately,
Just
every tiefling we met this campaign has been in some way
has either
related
been
to
direct family or like close friend.
Yeah, okay.
And you see he's talking to a few folks. You also see at one of the tables with like a large, like he's just set down a large barrel. An older, kind of rotund man. You can see he's almost entirely bald. He's got a little ring of hair and a big beard. And he does not have a coat on. He's wearing kind of big suspenders and a like a leather vest.
He looks human?
He's pouring out. Yes, he does look human.
Any dragonborn?
You do not see any dragonborn. But where would you like to talk to? What would you like to do?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'd love to just. Obviously, we're going over to the bar, grab our drinks, and I'd just like to ask the bartender who the gentleman in the big chair is.
Oh, that's Ivar Blackmane. He's the governor.
Ah, good. Just the Ivor Blackmane.
That's
We're
The governor.
the big.
The
chair
tiefling.
The tiefling is
In the
like
big chair.
we
Blackmane, you said?
Blackmane.
We are Phoneme. We're the band of travelers just new to the town. Big fan. I just want to pay our respects. Could I send to him and his associates a round of drinks, please?
It's not really. I don't know how to explain this, but this is not like a bar. This is the meeting hall. I just brought some of my own. I've
Oh,
been serving people.
you just brought this from home?
Well, yeah, everyone brings something and we all share.
Oh,
and,
my word. It's like a plot.
if you want, you can go across to the tavern and buy a drink and bring it over.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
Should we go to the tavern and grab a few drinks?
Okay, sorry. I just assumed you worked here.
Oh, it's all right. You're not from here. I get it.
Okay, good. Wanna go get some drinks?
Yeah, let's go.
Anybody want anything?
Mark and I are gonna go.
We're doing
get
a run.
drinks.
No, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll have like a maid or a satyr or something.
Yeah, you got it.
Sure. Mead.
You don't want anything like laced or nothing?
Oh no,
Actually-
they don't have anything strong enough.
You don't know
We could
that.
ask.
I have
Giants
Yes,
live
yes,
here,
yes,
mate.
I have some grung poison if you want.
Oh, perfect.
That's not a drug. That's just actual poison.
Well, that's what drugs are.
No, all drugs are poison, but not all poison is drugs.
Sounds like some
Holy shit, what?
It's fine. Sorry, I've become a lot more learned recently. I've been reading a lot of Draconic. Anyways.
Do you,
Where?
is there like music playing at all? or-
Yeah, there is some music playing. You can see there's a number of like some people are playing like there's one guy playing a cello and another on sort of a fiddle.
I'll walk over to them. Do you mind if someone joins with some pipes?
No, the more the merrier. Come play.
Scary pipes?
Well, I have to use a charge in order to like make that happen. So I'm just gonna play on the pipes of haunting without.
They are scary
Metal pipes,
fires.
my friend.
Thank you very much.
It's very Viking.
Oh, they love that up here.
Yeah, they're full of like bone,
Very cool.
like a hawk
Considering,
skull.
I think considering that Shy is the only one who said that she wanted to drink, I would go over to the bar next door. I'd grab a small kind of like travel cask
Okay.
of whatever.
Yeah,
to
it's a
bring.
cidery. They specialize in cider.
I would bring like something probably drier,
they have-
not too sweet.
3 ciders.
Oh,
It's like you see, it's run by 2 centaur. They look like they're maybe sisters, and you can see the main floor of the bar has the tables. Everything's kind of like set widely apart, so they can move through fairly easily. And then there's a ramp upstairs to where the rooms are.
This is the
the hoof and arrow.
The hoof and arrow, yeah. And
You're there with me? Is the two
Well,
of
we're all
us?
getting
Are we all?
together.
I guess the 3 of us are.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
yeah,
piping.
you're
piping.
piping.
Oh, I'm gonna do something.
Of course.
So are you with us or not?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you've left me alone, unattended.
I can see
Yeah.
what you
No?
Oh.
No. So yeah, we've gone over
Yeah.
to
He's a
the
spy.
we got like a dry apple, a pear cider, and an apple cherry cider, and they all have silly names.
I think I would.
What are the names?
Don't fucking
can't
tease
say
us
The
with that.
dry apple cider is called Ruby Rain. The pear cider is called Canter Culture. Apple cider cherry is called Jean Mare.
Get some Jean
Named
Mare.
after a very well-known centaur bard.
I think we have to go for the Jean Mare.
Okay.
Javert.
We get a small like travel cask at the Jean Mare.
Free falling, I'm gonna cast Feather Fall.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, careful, we don't get DMCA copyright strike. Should we grab a room here, 2 rooms for the night?
Yeah, 2 rooms
While we're
as
at
well,
it.
please.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
She's a good girl, her dad's a dragon.
Also, strange question. One of our friends likes to do drugs. Do you have any drugs?
Wow, we don't have drugs here, but
Okay.
I'm sure you could find some.
Okay.
I love the ciders, love the names. Do you have any like top drawer stuff, or like do you have like here's our 3 normal stuff and here's our secret menu?
Oh, well, we have some special aged small batch, if you'd like.
I would love that. Yes, please.
Which he pulls out a barrel that's probably about this big.
A barrel.
Yeah, barrel. Everything's stored in barrels here.
It's the barrel town, dude.
It's the winter
Right,
barrel.
absolutely.
Barrel of cider.
Nice barrel.
And you can see it has a crest that says Tundris underneath.
Fabulous.
Have a cracked out.
And then you just drink the whole thing.
This is one of our special aged dry apple ciders. It was from our orchard to the south. And this will be 200 gold pieces.
My. Yeah, absolutely. Sean says.
Give your fancy shit ever.
Sean says that's a lot of money. Mark says money is fleeting. Absolutely.
And how much for the rooms and the smaller keg?
Well, every room comes with a small growler.
I love this bar.
So that will be 2 rooms just for one night.
Let's say 2 nights just in case.
That will be 40 gold pieces.
Okay.
Is that 2 growlers per night? Like
No, it's just for the room.
Oh,
Yeah, so you
fuck.
get the 2 growlers. If you stay for longer than a week, then you get another growler.
That's how they get
it's a
it.
If you
weekly
do
growler.
3 weeks, you get 4 of them.
Oh, shit.
You want to spend at least 8 days in Goods.
We're committed.
Very cool.
What's the name of this town?
Skalarn.
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 Skalarn, the barrel town.
I pass over 40 gold pieces, and I take my first growler of the John Mare cider, and I'm going to take that to the bar to share with everyone.
All right.
Or take
All right,
this
in
cigarette
that
home.
time, I would approach the big man in the big chair.
Oh no! We left him alone.
You left me alone.
I can see you. I'm in the same room as you.
And what are you doing about it?
I went to get a thing so that we can have a smooth introduction. Because there's two big men. There's the big man with the big beard. You want to talk to that guy?
I want the guy in the big chair.
The big chair.
I think it was a great plan.
It's a good plan.
I like the plan.
He's sort of like, you can see he's just sort of like finishing up a conversation with somebody who's got like a horn of ale.
Keep talking to the most important NPCs and being like, hey, I'm going to be in the back of your car. Don't freak out.
I haven't done that yet. We don't know if that's what this will be.
What up? Don't scream!
As he
am a
finishes his
Rick and Morty
conversation,
character.
he sort of looks over and catches your eye and goes, "You're not from here.
I am not. I am not.
What are you, my friend?"
I was once a tree.
Wow.
Yes, and then I became a bear.
Oh,
And now I am but a man.
you killed the bear and became the man.
Yes. But
What
he's
is your
still-
name?
My name is Thistle. What is your name?
My name is Ivar Blackmane.
Blackmane. Is that because of the beard?
It's because of my hair.
Because of the hair?
It's a family. I'm the only one who has black skin as well, but all my family has big black hair.
Yes. And you are the governor?
I am the elected governor at the time.
That's an elected position.
Yes, so you serve for 10 years, and then you have to shovel shit for 5.
I mean, it's shoveling shit the whole time, isn't it?
Well, it weeds out the people who don't want to get into it for they get into it for the wrong reasons.
This is
So.
a fantastic system of government. I love it. And so, do you oversee the barrel making?
Oh no, that's Mr. Burger Winter over there.
Burger winter. Yes.
Timothy.
Where's the umlaut in the burger?
I think it's in the U.
In the you? Oh, it's in you.
Burger Winter. My name is Burger Winter.
You're not saying the umlaut. It's
My name is Burger Winter. Burger Winter.
Again.
What brings you to Skalarn?
We are on a fact-finding mission about the
Fact-finders.
giants. Yes.
Okay.
We're heavily knowledgeable, learned people.
What are you looking to find facts about?
The giants.
Oh,
Yes. Looking to travel up north.
really?
Yes. I'm quite an adventurous one myself.
Oh.
Could I have drifted over at this point?
Yeah, yeah.
I will.
Yeah, and you can see how wonderfully it's going.
No, I'll stop playing and be like,
We are like
no.
besties at
So you
this
say
point.
you are an adventurer then?
I am, yes.
Ah.
I was hired by a young man, scholar, who needed some protection as he ventured into the north. He thought someone who has wrestled with bears might come in handy.
All right. Well, do you have weapons with you?
I am the weapon.
Ha
Would you like to wrestle?
Not right now, but maybe later after I have a bit more.
All right.
If you don't mind me asking, sorry to barge in.
It's all right. What is your name?
My name is Esper. It's a
Nice
pleasure
to meet you.
We seek a legend that revolves around the moon, where the moon rose from. Do you know of any local folktale that might tell of a place like that?
We all know that the moon came from the Rain of Peaks.
Oh, yes.
Where
Rain
it rose.
Can we have come back?
Not quite yet. You're on your way.
But listen, I gotta dig a hole first.
I'm gonna dig a hole for you to rescue me.
But it's just a legend.
But this is exactly the kind of thing we are hoping to research. The point where legend and fact meets.
Yeah. Do people
they
wander
always
out to the Rain of Peaks much?
Well, no, because there are villages up north, but
Is the Rain of Peaks mostly giant territory?
no, they don't go into the mountains.
Oh, is there something in there that's awfully dangerous?
I have never asked them.
Has anyone ever come through here looking for the mountains before?
Not that I can recall, but I'm sure folks travel there. But this is an interesting way to come, not to come from the east
Oh,
This is
that's a
where-
better way.
this is-
This is
or the west, I should say.
This is where our path took us, and I'm so glad that it did. You've got a wonderful town here.
Well, we have to celebrate while we can.
Sorry, that was an ominous sentence. Is there?
Well, the tribute to the giants is coming up, and they have recently. It has come down from the dragon that we have to give more.
I was going to ask what the relationship with the giants is. Is it a friendly one or is it...
No, it is... I would kill them if I could, but I fear reprisal from Gryden.
That was my second question, was if the giants were to disappear, would the dragon's enmity be focused on the town?
It is difficult to say.
What do you give in tribute?
Food and gold. Oh, Mr. Burger Winter provides the gold, and we provide the food.
Right. In form of
Crops.
right, good.
Cattle.
Yes.
Right.
Do the giants take a piece? Do you know?
Yes.
So
They're very greedy.
your tribute is almost a tribute in twice.
This man understands.
Right.
It is. We are in a bit of a tough place. He kind of lowers his voice, sort of leans in, not wanting to take away, dampen the mood. I am worried that we will not make it through the winter. A lot of the villages up north, where many of us had family, they have fallen farther and farther into the territory of Gryden's expanding borders. We are right at the edge, but we have had amicable arrangement with the dragon for a long time, but in the recent years he has gotten more greedy, and it has put the squeeze on all of us.
Right. If we were to kill this dragon for you,
I would be forever in your debt. But
How big is this dragon? How long has it been here?
as long as I've known, when my family came here, maybe 60 years.
Right.
It was a smaller village then, but there was tales of the dragon.
And in that time, has that dragon grown, or is it...
Yes, yeah. He has...
Could I make a check
Mhm.
to determine, like, is he describing a young dragon that's become an adult dragon, or is he describing an adult dragon that's become an ancient dragon? Like,
Make a...
I'm trying to get a gauge of, like, where in the life cycle this dragon might be.
I would say you can make a history or a nature check. Because you're sort of putting together
Do history.
what you know about dragons, what you've seen,
Yeah.
If you do nature, I can
and
give you
what you're sort of inferring
advantage.
from him. A nature check would work.
Yeah, let's do nature then.
I can give you advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 18.
18.
24 to 22 total.
Nice.
This guy knows dragons.
It seems like this dragon is maybe getting closer to the, like, by the size, you could tell it was an adult. You're not sure if it's quite into that ancient territory
But it's
yet,
definitely
but
an
it's
adult.
definitely an adult.
Okay.
And our associates are young dragons?
Your associates are, they're kind of on the other cusp. They're like
They're
young to adult, like
Because
that.
they're only 60. They're only really like
But they're like
100
they
years
are
old.
started as adult dragons, but on the they're
lower
just
end.
adult dragons.
Yeah.
This guy is like teetering on the brink
Adult,
of
but
being ancient.
yeah.
Because Halora had captured them when they were like babies
Teens,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
wormlings, and now and she'd kept them for 60 years.
Like very cool.
If you become local,
They,
I'm
We're
an
not-
NPC.
by
You did
this
not
time,
introduce me. That is very
by
rude.
this time, you guys have made your.
I have one last.
yeah.
we are.
Has Miri ever used to create food or water?
No.
Okay, then I wouldn't make any suggestions.
We are going to rid these people of the dragon problem.
The dragon.
Yes.
There's a savager, I think they're called.
Oh yeah, they're tough bastards.
Are they edible?
Oh yeah, you could eat. That's good meat, but you have to be careful because there's a lot of quills and. Sorry, I talk like this. There's a lot of quills, so you have to really.
There's a relatively wounded one out in the forest.
All right.
It tried to fight us, and we did some damage to
I
it.
just like
so
turns around and there's just the giants.
Oh
right?
yeah, that'll happen.
It-
You never want to hug a savager. That's what we say.
If you have a team of hunters that can maybe put up a trap, it
course.
might be for food.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I would. I'd leave my name's Hania.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I was told when we came in that you were the person to see about a map.
Oh, yes, what are you...
Brain of Pigs.
Oh, I don't have a map of the Rain of Peaks themselves, but I do have a map of the area just to the foothills before you get into the mountains.
If you show it to me, I can make a near perfect copy of it.
Yeah, of course. Maybe come by in the morning. Are you staying the night?
Yeah, we've got rooms. We got a couple rooms over at the.
Come by to my office in the morning and...
Thank you.
I might be getting ahead of myself, and I think there is definitely more to think about. But has there ever been a time where the people of Skalarn and the giants existed peacefully together?
There was a time long ago when the clans of the giants were a bit different, and they were more aligned with the magic and more curious about the world, and
Because I'm
something
assuming
changed.
I'm assuming these giants are suffering under the yoke of Triton as well.
I think so, but I also think that some of the more brutal of their kin rose to the top
Right.
and pushed out some of the more thoughtful.
Is this a result of perhaps the volcano?
I don't know. It's been a number of years. What volcano are you talking
Yeah, it's so far south.
Oh.
We're a lot of us are originally from Katona.
about? Oh, wow, that's very far away.
We've been on quite a journey this far.
Oh, well, welcome.
My thinking was if we could maybe find a way to... The dragon comes to collect its tribute, yeah?
No, they loaded onto a ship, and the ship sailed over to the island.
Right, okay.
How often do you do that?
Oh, we don't do that. It lands farther north.
How often do the giants come for their tribute?
They come once every 3 months.
That's very often for a tribute.
My thinking is if there's a way to basically ally this town with the giants and together take down the dragon.
I think you would have to eliminate some of the more vile giants and...
Is there a code of honor in the giants, like a dual system of like challenge?
No, they are ruthless and they take what they want and
Are we?
move on.
He says into your brain, are we seriously considering slaying the dragon that our dragon friends were terrified of?
No, if we had the help of an entire tribe of giants and a town. We can't do it alone. But it doesn't seem like something that we could make happen.
While
so-
this is happening, I would try and like engage his attention so he does not being like, and there's two people speaking in their heads.
No, just chilling.
I'm just thinking, man.
Esper's looking directly at you, mouthing the words that he's thinking.
We've established Mark is kind of cool about not.
Yeah.
So sneaky. If we are charting a path over towards the Rain of Peaks, and then perhaps you can at least set us off in the right direction, and we can.
Of course, the road up north, we have a large gate there where the giants come through. That's the way to go. I'll show you on the map. And can I ask a small favor?
Of course.
Yeah.
If you go through, you will likely pass through one or two, or maybe all of the villages on your way. My cousins lived in Bjordek,
Bjordik.
on the edge of the lake. If you see them, tell them they are always welcome here. I haven't heard from them for some time, and I'm getting a bit worried.
We if we find them, we might have the ability to call you and tell you at the second we know.
Thank you.
Could I ask, is there a, if we're going through giant territory, it always helps to bring gifts. Is there a thing that the giants are partial to that isn't just gold or food, but maybe,
They like their food.
anything in particular? Mutton, beef,
Savages.
broccoli?
Yeah, if you could find a savager, they, in my experience, are not too picky about what they eat, but they do like game. And they like fruit.
Fruit.
It's hard to come by this time of year, but most of it's been either pressed into alcohol or preserved.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Sorry for taking so much of it.
No, of course, it's not often we get visitors here, so that aren't business folks. But
Are there like a contingent of business folks kind of
no,
sitting around Burger?
you see, Burger Winter is talking just to regular. It seems like townsfolk.
No, it's when you.
Thistle's
you put
already
their
made
name.
his way over there.
Oh my god.
As soon as he's like, oh, I'm not
Thistle-
needed anymore.
Thistle is a toddler at a fucking like Disney World, where you're like, oh, what's this cool thing? Fuck, where are they? Where the fuck? Oh shit! 2 seconds I looked away.
Mr.
Like,
Burger.
I'll see you in the morning.
We need a
Licking
Thank you,
things.
Mr. Thank you,
Put
Mr.
everything in my mouth.
You head over
Like a
towards
shark. That's how you experience the world.
Mr.
Baron
Burger
Burger Winter?
Winter.
Sorry,
Baron Burger Winter.
he's a baron.
He's Baron.
Mr. Baron.
Really?
He's a barrel baron.
His daughter is a lady.
Is he also baron?
Baron Burger Winter.
He's not
Mr.
Baron,
Burger
he's
Winter.
Oh, that's me, Mr. Burger Winter.
How are you?
I'm well. Would you like some whiskey?
Oh, I would love some. I would love some.
Right from the barrel.
Oh. Oh.
I know, it's very funny.
It's very
Pours
good.
you a little,
Very good. Thank
glass.
No, but the glass itself
Is
is
it
a
also
little
barrel?
barrel.
Yes.
Small barrel.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
my.
With a little handle.
The barrel.
I know they're so cute. We make them. You can buy them at the general store.
You are marketing these because this is.
Of course,
good
we
stuff.
sell them at the general store, and
Perfect.
sometimes if you make a big order, we put a few in for free.
Could you do like custom logos or branding?
Oh, we could do sort of a wood
Like
burning
a
on
wood
it. Yeah,
burning,
yeah,
yes.
of course.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
What are you, my friend?
I am this, but like a few steps.
I'm sorry.
before.
Does this offend you?
No.
Oh, good.
No. Actually, I was told I was similar to the barrels by your daughter not that long ago. We ran into her.
You met my beautiful summer winter.
Yeah,
I need to leave.
How is
I need
she?
to go home, dude.
she is doing marvelously. She
Good
is.
to hear because she's out on her grand tour and she doesn't ride home enough.
Well,
Mr. Winter.
Oh. It's so good to see
It is
you.
good to see you.
Inside check. Inside check. Inside check. I need. Fuck. Why do I always roll so bad for my inside?
Mark, Bert's boy.
Yes, of course. I was going to say,
That's
how
an
is your
11.
father?
He's very well. Very well.
Bert Dwyler.
We've gone on vacation together.
Right, of course.
Yet.
But you're just so young then. You're looking very strong.
Thank you. I'm feeling strong.
That's good to know.
Bad bit of business with these giants, eh?
Yes, it's not easy.
The governor said that you put up the gold to keep this town safe.
Well, of course, I create a lot of jobs in town, and I think it's up to me to give the gold, and because I have more to give.
That's very noble.
Well, I don't want my employees having to use their gold because then they won't be able to feed themselves, and then I won't have very good employees.
It's just,
we really should kill this dragon. I love this town. The politicians shovel shit for 5 years.
As you say that, you see a woman walks in with a shovel, and you hear everyone go, "Ah!" And usually she kind of like hangs their shovel on
the
the
shit
wall.
shovel on the
There's a special place right for
She
you.
hangs it. You kind of goes. You see this
The
orc,
mere shit
half-orc
shovel.
woman, and she comes over and she comes to the wash basin. She washes her hands and then she grabs some food.
The previous governor, I love this
That's
so much.
honestly,
I love
Tim.
that.
Honestly, Tim.
I think you just fixed
They-
government.
Good system.
Right? Great
Good system. Fun leadership job, and then immediately after you have to do a really shit
You gotta do a
job.
really shit job for 5 years.
For at least the minimum amount of your term. Like
Exactly.
at least half your term.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
half
half
your
your
term.
Chat water. We'll talk about it in chat water.
I love
Systems of
I
government.
think Tim's just
It's my
solved government.
This is president for 4 years, and then like minimum wage convenience store, like customer service job for 2, where people
Yeah.
yell at you for everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
That's safe.
Are you
New
sure?
clouds over the F.
He's had a couple glasses.
Five
That's
Fs.
fine.
Safe. That is the old governor. She's so lovely.
And her name is.
And her name is Sif
Sick.
Steelback.
Sif Steel.
Well, I just wanted to commend you on a wonderful young lady you had.
Well, she's quite sweet and really the apple of my eye.
She's got a iron nerve, steel resolve.
Oh, that's surprising to hear. That's good.
We saw her in Taiwan.
Oh, wow. She's made it very far.
Where did she leave right from here?
Yes, she left from here nearly 6 months ago. And I think her goal is to see every continent, but we'll see.
Just to clarify, Burger Winter's name is it spelt how I would think?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's just Burger.
Sure.
With an umlaut.
Oh, yeah.
With an umlaut. Then this is my son, Burger Jr. He's like an 11-year-old boy who's got like a plate of food. It's like, oh, Dad, don't embarrass me.
The lowest voice 11-year-old. Dad, don't embarrass me.
As he heads over, he heads out. So
You mean Slider, right? That's what they call him.
And that's our show. That's our show.
Oh, that.
I was like, there's a joke. There's a joke. I can find it.
Sometimes the TikTok of the episode we like find later, and sometimes in the moment you're like, that's the one. That's the one.
So what are you doing in town?
We are heading into the what are the peaks?
The
The
Rain of
peaks.
The Rain of Peaks.
In the pigs. Okay.
Yeah, we've been tasked to learn a little bit more about the region and are curious about some stuff around the moon.
Following folk tales.
All right.
Duldkirk research.
Have you come across anyone who's made trek up there recently?
Not recently, but my great grandfather, Burger, who I'm named after. He said the legend goes that he found the inspiration for his first barrel in the peaks.
What
What was the inspiration?
He said that they're beyond. The story goes that he went out and beyond the great peaks that you see, there is a large crater that goes down, and the way the valleys are spaced out, it looks like how a barrel comes together. And there is a basin at the bottom with a lake, but it sort of gave him the inspiration.
Did your grandfather...
Great-grandfather?
Speak of any dangers up in the mountains?
Well, he was a quite hearty man, and I think he always told of many beasts that he put down on his way to protect himself and feed himself, but nothing...
Is it a deep lake?
I don't know that he ever went into the lake, but he said it was a beautiful color. Sort of almost a milky blue.
What color is Riaz?
Riaz has a, what did we say?
Blue tinge.
He has a blue tinge.
And I would kind of like look at the like color of my skin when he says like a kind of like.
What color is the dragon?
It looked like sort of a metallic-y blue.
Okay.
It was like some parts of it were darker and some of it was a little bit lighter.
Dakal, as they would say in Draconic.
That's very cool. You know Draconic.
I do.
Oof, wow, you've learned a lot.
Duldkirk is a hell of an academy.
You're telling me.
Did you go to Delk?
No. I followed in my father's footsteps. I apprenticed as a cooper, and I still do it every once in a while.
That's wonderful. Well, we're going to be on our way probably in the next day or two, heading off.
Is there anything we can do to help with the town situation?
Yes, well, if you're going north, I'm sure I saw you talking to Blackmane, but always let anyone you know see that our doors are always welcome. Some of the village folk up north are sometimes a bit wary of outsiders, and they prefer to live. We don't live in a big city, but they like even less civilization. So it's sometimes hard to convince them.
Do they,
Stubborn.
is the worry that the longer they're up there, the more they're in danger? So you keep the doors of Skalarn open to them if they want a bit more of a safe harbor?
Yes, it's quite a bit of danger these days, but I think that they had all worked out some kind of arrangement of their own with the giants, but it's still not easy living.
Makes sense.
It's more comfortable down here, for sure.
But they're not a big fan of the big city.
I don't think they like the walls,
Okay.
which I understand, but
Yeah, me too.
either for protection.
Do you have any idea what has changed to affect the agreement in this way?
I don't know. It seems like Gryden's appetite has grown.
I have a question. Does the requests come directly from Gryden, or do they come through the giants?
A very long time ago, Gryden visited here and killed the governor at the time. And that, from that day forward, a tribute was demanded. And,
But I mean, was the increase... Were you informed of the increase by the giants?
no, they were given a letter.
All right.
It was delivered to us, and it was written in Draconic.
Very cool language.
We had to get it translated, but it said that the tribute would be needed to be increased. But then, of course, the giants had their own tax on top of that for the food. Not so much the gold, but
Do you need anything else in Draconic translated?
Do you still
not at
have,
the moment.
Because I know
do you
Guy.
still have this letter?
It's me.
I think either the original or the most recent.
The letter said that the tribute had been increased.
Ivor probably has it in his office.
Right.
We're
This-
gonna go over there in the morning
Yeah.
anyway. It's gonna give
Seems
us a
odd
map.
that a dragon would be corresponding via letter. I don't know.
I mean, we saw Argowick and Ferithor change their forms too.
Oh no, I know. It seems like Gryden is ruling under the aspect of terror, and to send correspondence seems almost municipal.
Yeah, quite a soft touch, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think he would descend upon the city and booming voice demands more tribute, but a letter just seems incongruous.
That's why I was saying it. It seems as though the giants might have just cooked it all up on their own.
That's what I'm thinking. You can read Draconic, and
Yes, I can.
I can make myself be able to read whatever. Maybe between the two of us, we can discern whether or not this is a genuine piece.
I can also read Draconic. Everyone seems to forget.
Oh, the three of us then can put our heads together.
I would help as well.
Can you also read Draconic?
No.
Oh, great.
There is
All five of us can put our heads together and try to
You
tell.
can help, I'm sure, at this
I
time.
was-
there is one more thing. If any of you know any druids.
Oh.
Oh, you're a druid.
Yes.
Well, I hired a druid some time ago to help with the crops, to increase the yield. If you're able to do that at some point before you leave, I mean, it is a bit of a travel down south to where the farms are, but if you are feeling charitable at some point, if you could do that.
Did this druid not complete his contract?
Oh no, he did,
Oh.
but it was last spring
Right.
for the fall harvest, so we won't need it right away. But if you find yourself in our neck of the woods in the spring,
Oh, you mean not now in the spring?
no, there's most of the things have been put in the ground for now, but we need really the
On our
juice
way
in the
back.
spring.
Yeah, hopefully on our way back.
Of course, and again, only if you find yourself in the neck of the woods, or
And this is we're at the like entrance of winter.
yes, yeah.
It's
Everything's been
it's
harvested, basically.
officially, because this is an 11-month calendar. It's the transition between, like, middle of November to December at this
Yeah.
point. Bahmurron to.
It's an 11-month calendar.
It
And
sure is.
I would also suggest getting some warm clothes before you go.
Do you have
Yeah.
an outfitters here in the city?
At the general store, you can get some outfitters, and if
What is the name of the man who owns the general store?
it's not a man, it is a woman. Her name is Liv Scott.
Rip.
She's lovely, and I tell you what, I'll give you my company discount.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you, Baron Winter.
I appreciate. I personally won't use it because I think as much gold into this town as possible is a great thing. But I appreciate the gesture.
Appreciate it.
That's a good point, Esper.
I will definitely use the discount.
Of course, you can just let her know that you're a friend of the Winters, Burger Winter. You have to say it that.
I feel like he knows his name is stupid, which is why he says it as many times as he can.
Just own it.
You have to say it like that, or she won't believe you.
A burger winter. I just had to practice it.
Oh,
That's very kind of you, Baron.
of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
a big day tomorrow. Should we
That's
pack it in?
Can I give you a drink in show of kindness before we go?
Of course, I love to drink.
I pour him a glass of the cider.
This is good stuff. You know, they have a beautiful orchard.
Is that down south as well?
Yes, it's the Tundras family. The centaurs that run there.
They were lovely.
Beautiful. It's wonderful.
Do you want something a little stronger?
I mean, what do you have, my friend?
I have one last dose of something called shimmer.
Are you talking about drugs?
Yes.
My friend, I'm too old to do drugs. I have a family and a young son who's very impressionable.
What do you want to do?
You cannot offer drugs to my son.
All right.
That would be a great offense to me.
I would never dream of it.
He can make that choice when he's older, but while he lives in my barrel, he cannot.
When is your tribute collected?
I believe they're coming in 2 days.
I have a thing that I've recently. This is going to sound insane, but I was talking with a dead con man the other night, and he taught me a trick. And I'm guessing we're going to bed, so I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take out one of my knives. And,
Okay, well now.
Oh no, sorry.
I'm kidding.
And it's gonna be like one of my maybe older ones, a bit dented, and I'm gonna pass my hand over it, and the after image of when this knife was at its nicest, the ghost of that, is going to hover over it and then settle into place as I cast Distort Value, and I double its perceived value for 8 hours.
Nice.
It's a first level illusion spell. And I show him the knife. I'm like, you saw what it looked like to begin with.
Yeah.
If the giants delivered something that was less valuable to the dragon, would you get in trouble, or would the giants get in trouble?
Oh, I don't know.
I leave it to you, but if on the day I might be able to make something seem more valuable than it is and save you some...
I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know what... I've never followed them to where they go to take the tribute, so I don't know exactly what the handoff is.
The con man said it lasts for 8 hours, so...
I mean,
I think it's farther than... I
I'm
don't know.
Assuming they're not going to check...
No, they're stupid.
I'm assuming the dragon probably...
Some of them are stupid.
I'm assuming the dragon probably will, and when the dragon finds it short, his wrath will be delivered on the giants.
It's a big risk.
It is a big risk, but it's an offer that I put forward. If you want something to look more valuable than it is, to save yourself some...
It could also be the
supplies.
case too that we're headed off. So and I've got 2 nights, and we can always get another night. But it could be the case where we follow the giants at a distance just to see kind of the interaction and follow the handoff. We're going to have to go north anyway.
It's not a bad idea.
At least if we can get some intel on what that's like for you.
Just be careful, they like to throw boulders.
Right.
Well,
it wouldn't be the first time a
yeah.
giant's thrown boulders at us, so
We've run into that, yeah.
in a desert, but can't be a different thrown boulder.
Thank you. I think we've got a great deal to consider. Very exciting town. It's always good to see you. Back
See
in
you too,
winter.
Mark.
And I just love to do a little side huddle.
Yeah.
Team, we're here to figure out where your mother is so that we can clear our names to the Caraxians, right? You are
Yeah.
staging a coup and trying to blackmail a list of giants that we will have to traverse through their territory to get to this mystical lake to slay a dragon.
Yes.
I think where I'm at is after everything in Caradoc, it would be nice to do something good for some good people.
I
understand where you're coming from there, Mark.
I agree, but I think this is a little bit out of our scope. I was very gung ho, but
My
it's one to think on.
as we kind of leave the Baron.
Yeah, for sure. This is
Yeah,
My and I'm pouring people a drink who want it from this. My thinking is that if we're going to be traversing through giant territory, we should know who these people are. So because fighting our way through is not going to get us very far if there's so many of them and only 5 of us.
We want to be friends with these giants if they're the gatekeepers.
We want to navigate our way through, and so if we can figure out the best ways to do that, that doesn't have to involve us getting the shit beat out of us every 5 minutes. That sounds like a much better avenue to me. Not that I'm the best at talking, but
I mean, I'm pretty good at convincing people to do things, and Miri, you can make me speak languages, right?
Yeah, I can help with that.
I am also very good at convincing people to help us.
I'm also
Is-
getting more convincing.
Hell yeah. But is our goal to help these people who are in a tough spot but not a dire spot? No one's going to burn their village to the ground. Or is our goal to, as quickly as possible, return the heart to the Craxians.
Yes.
I would say before you arrived, the governor did suggest that the people of this town might starve throughout this winter.
I think that
He expressed concern that they might not make it through.
if we can do, I am of the same mind as Esper. Everything that happens in Caradoc is weighing real heavily on me, and I still haven't had a good night's sleep since. If there's anything we can do along the way, our main goal is to get to the Rain of Peaks, find Marlery, so that we can maybe have one powerful magic person and I can guilt her into helping me or some shit. So we can have someone powerful magical on our side so that we can go up against Alora, and there are so many steps between now and us getting Kokan's heart back.
And us doing something good on the way, even if it's small, to help these people get through a hard winter.
And if we're gonna go toe to toe with Alora,
We gotta get stronger.
I'm not strong enough to do that. I can't protect y'all.
Every time we have, I don't know if it's just me, but every time we've gone into these tough fights, we've come out the other side stronger. We just got to get stronger so that we can take Alora down.
We do have a lot of steps, and
What's your worry, Mark?
No,
Go ahead, Mir.
please.
Sorry.
well, no, it's just like we there's a lot of steps along the way, and I think we all care a lot about what we came here to do, but at the same time, having something else to even justify why we're moving through this part of the world could help both us and the people here. And someone wise recently reminded me of how much freedom matters to me, and that includes both freedom to and freedom from. And this sounds pretty awful.
Look, if there's something within our power that we can do to alleviate these folks' suffering, sending Thistle down to help the crops grow, amazing. That's not on the table. But the concern that if the giants are fucked with, that there may be some reprisals from... The last thing I want to do is try to do something good and have more good people die as a result.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was just putting options out and saying, nothing I'm saying with the intention to be like, this is what we should do, but I'm like, these are things that can be potential choices.
Okay.
I agree with you that we have had a track record of trying to do good and having it blow up in our face, but
We're getting there.
Yes. Yeah. I just... Is it our job to save people? Like he says, they might not make it through the winter. Is that what we do?
I can't believe I'm saying this. But from the get-go, at least for you two, I thought the whole point was to be heroes.
Yeah.
This seems like pretty core hero shit to me. I thought that was the goal.
Mark, do you think we can help these people?
I know that the last time we met giants, they threw big rocks at us, and a couple of us almost died, and we didn't even throw a punch. And now we're finding out that we are going into the territory of far hardier giants that are more bloodthirsty and greedy, and who are in league with...
We don't know if they're hardier or
This seemed like a harder place to live than...
the desert.
To be fair, we can do both. This town is all right for a while.
Yeah.
They are concerned about making it through winter. It's not even winter yet. We have time to come back and try and remedy the situation here.
If we can.
Regarding the giants and the dragon. Well, if we can't handle going to see a mountain range, there's no way we can handle the giants and the dragon. So, my suggestion would be, we journey to the mountains, we seek out this place. Once we've done that, and we find out what we need to know about Shai's mother, we can then decide, are we coming back to help the village, or are we moving on to the next thing? But I think we could do both.
I will also say that I think the giants may be on our path regardless.
But if we kill the giants, it doesn't serve a purpose.
I know. I'm just saying that we need to consider the fact that
And I do not
they
think
might be antagonistic to us,
Regardless of
regardless of what we do.
I think if someone was lying in the road dying
Sorry.
and needed help from us, we wouldn't stop for a second. The reason why we're having trouble right now and we're arguing about this is that like we're able to see so much that it's hard to tell what the right thing to do is because we're looking at right things to do that are many steps ahead. We just have to do the next right thing. And right now that's go to bed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why don't we get a rest and we'll deal with it in the morning. See where we're at in the morning.
I hear you, Mark. I don't want to make things worse either. Like I think we all feel at a minimum a little guilty right now. So I'm right with you. I hear you.
Okay. Cool. Well, here's immediate question: are we staying for the handoff to try to like head deeper in with them, or do we try to make out first thing in the morning to press on our own way?
To be fair, if they are coming here, so if there's a large contingent of the giants coming here to collect something, there might be less of them to run into on the way to the mountains.
If we were able to get passage with the giants, that would...
No, I think if we can time it that when they arrive, we
coming in.
leave.
You know what? I like that idea. These giants obviously care
And we have
for
coin.
trade and for things. This might be able to bargain with them.
We wrangle up a couple of cattle. I don't know what these people want, but, you know.
We might be able to bargain for somewhat safe passage, at least through their territory.
Yeah.
The governor did say a savager would be an acceptable tribute for the giant.
That would be kind of cool.
We could go
go
hunting tomorrow.
Get one tomorrow. Yeah.
That kind of rocks, team. See, this I like. This, we beat up the animal that we already beat up.
We pick a fight we know we're pretty sure we
I
have
think
it.
This is good. That's what heroes do.
I think as
They
Mary,
win fights.
They punch down.
I think as Mary leans in and you start whatever question, I think I give you a nod as to like I feel like I understand what path of conversation you're starting to go down, and I want to like.
What do you like about that idea?
It's immediate and cool.
Okay.
And quite simple. Find a beastie who hurts people. That you don't want to hug a savager, as he says. We take that out, and then it aids us in our goals to where we want to get to.
Okay, so maybe that's the next right thing.
Yeah,
Thanks, right thing.
that works.
Plan is savage the savager.
The plan is sleep tonight.
Sleep tonight.
Get
Savage the savager.
Yeah, get a map from the governor in the morning.
Try to bribe the giants to help to let us come along with them into the thing, ideally introducing us along the way to the various people so we're a known entity, and then we're able to go into the...
Sounds like hero shit, Mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This sounds good.
Also,
also,
continue.
I can also make the savage's corpse look
The
No.
best savages.
better than it is, and then if they after 8 hours are like, why doesn't it look as good? We can be like, well, you know, the road, it's a hard thing. Like maybe.
Sure.
Important question. Does someone want to spot me?
For what?
For what?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Oh right, you're going to. I thought you meant like spot me, give me money, and
I thought you were about to do like a deadlift or something.
Oh, yes.
I can spot
You don't
them.
need to spot someone for a deadlift. That's an important thing to remember.
But what if it goes wrong?
Then you drop it.
Thistle just lifting-
fucking your Yanis is showing.
Mark, never been in a gym.
Just imagine what the logistics of spotting someone for a deadlift would look like.
Mark can't.
No, it's a triangle.
Through the legs.
You're doing a bench press underneath them.
Yeah, if you drop it, I got this.
I got you. You got me.
I'll gotcha.
We yeah. Do you want to
Straight
do
up their
this?
shorts.
Do you want to do this outside or do you want...
No, I want to do it in a room where it's quiet and safe.
You're going to love the hoof and arrow.
Yes.
We-
Oh,
It's really cool.
yes.
So we I think we.
Do you have a thing for centaurs just before we go in?
It's really roll of the dice.
You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's not so much about the qualities. It's more about the individual.
You don't have a
person.
type, you
Thistle's
just
canon.
like people.
It's canon now.
And it has to
That
be
feels
generally
Thistle's
older.
bad.
That's very true.
They seem to be like in their late 20s.
It's quite young. For me, that's maybe too young.
But you head back into the Hoof and Arrow. Do you head up to the rooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we will take our break.
We got back into the like early Blackwater days of like, what do we do?
Well, actually, we like time to con some giants. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
But I think like
Time to go to dragons. He's like, we could.
I'm sure we're gonna talk about this more at Chatwater, but I feel like it's like we're coming off of a very, very
Big
tough,
loss.
big loss.
Yeah,
we
big
need
L.
some W's, guys. We need some
It's
freaking
one,
dubs.
it's one of those
Let's
things. It's one of those things where when you success, you build a certain level of like, we are capable of dealing with what Tim is going to give us.
I think this is Chatwater.
But
This
no,
is
I know, but this is, but I mean, we won't remember this by the time we get to Chatwater. It's like 3 hours from
Sneak
now.
peek for the non.
But when you get to a point where Tim says, no, you're not going to be able to handle every situation I put you in, it really makes you start to question which situations you choose to take on.
That is very true.
I just remembered the first time going through Gar Yang as Blackwater Senior and getting our shit kicked in at level
Different
like
giants.
13.
Different giants.
But still
Can
big.
you hold up that wonderful thing right there?
Oh, yeah.
We are very graciously sponsored by the wonderful folks over at Tomb Guardians with their 900-page compendium. This is the first of 3 books, Curse of the Usurper. You can type !curse in the chat to follow our Blackwater partner link. Head over, follow this Kickstarter. It ends on October 11th. Thank you so much for Tomb Guardians for sponsoring this show. Grab yourself a beverage, perhaps a nice Jaune Mare. Cider. Grab a quick snack, and we will see you.
This
after the break.
center is a
Bye.
wonderland.
Explore the wondrous world of the Curse of the Usurper in this sprawling 900-plus page, 3-book campaign setting. Our 3-volume hardcover book set is filled with beautifully illustrated and meticulously written content, sure to thrill players and inspire game masters everywhere. Terrify your players with over 50 new physical 28mm monster miniatures and over 400 printable Dwarven dungeon files. Manage your game easily with more than 60 beautiful maps and with stat cards detailing various new spells and diseases, over 50 items and over 100 unique monsters and NPCs. Want even more? Delve into the Curse of the Usurper with a custom Game Master screen, collectible campaign dice, pre-generated characters and character sheets. Or grab the supplemental adventure of over 100 pages called Innocent in Still Echo and engage in a prison break from the sprawling dungeons of Havda. Lastly, included for free with every pledge is a shard virtual tabletop version of the Curse of the Usurper to be played online. Enhance your games with easily scanned voiceover text using the QR codes found throughout the adventure. Enjoy more than 10 music tracks specific to the campaign setting and adventures that are sure to heighten and expand your player's experience. Explore the sprawling port city of Havda, shop in over 20 fleshed-out stores, engage in animated tentacle arm wrestling in the Sunken Dream Tavern, fight opponents in Morven's Sorrow Pit, puzzle your way through Askel's Tower, and much, much more. Travel north through the frozen dark lands of Laskel, where players will negotiate with the vampires of Mornhaven, battle off-hill giants, and creep through Neverdawn Asylum. Players can journey even further south, dealing with the Sisters of Bleakbow and learning the secrets of the lost mines of Shekel, the lair of the fabled usurper, where the dead rise from millennia-old stone. Sharpen your weapons, strap on your adventuring packs, grab your spellbook, and back the Curse of the Usurper for an all-inclusive campaign experience today.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some ass for you. So pull up a chair because you're welcome at the table. Come watch us save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater, we'll roll some dice for you.
love is he snatched it and then looked at the camera as if he was gonna do Welcome to Blackwater. He got momentarily.
You forgot where he was.
Not a sponsor yet.
Call us.
All right. So you head in for your rest for the evening. Is there anything that you'd like to do? You wanted to do your drugs. Which drugs are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the moss.
Oh.
Unless you're not prepared.
Always prepared. Okay.
Find that sheet you wrote up 10 episodes ago.
Okay.
I mean, with the power of Legend Keeper, it's easy to find your old notes.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
So, what are you doing tonight? What should I look out for that's going wrong?
I don't know. I don't know what can go wrong. It went so smooth last time.
Do you want me to punch you and try and get you out of it, or do you want me to like throw some water on you, or what?
Miri, are you available? You could offer magic. She wants to punch me.
Yeah, I can. I mean, the truth is, Thistle, if you look injured, I can probably do some magic. But at this point, anything beyond that, I'm gonna punch you.
Tell you what, mate, we can create the bond, and then if your mouth can't move, you can always be like, "Get me out of here."
So we're all supporting you. Yeah. Apparently, we're
Actually,
all
no, if I'm in the room.
But if we could just try to have punching be like lower down on.
I could try punching you. I'm really bad at it, so it'll hurt.
Yeah, let's start with Mark.
I meant to say that if something's really, really going wrong, and are you okay with us?
Yes, get me out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I mean.
Even if it's a punch.
Yes, but
last resort.
Mark first, then Miri, then finish with Shy.
I only ask because the drug running that went on in your end got real bad for a while, and if you didn't have a plan with your spotter, shit tended to go sideways. Or there was like 3 or 4 runners that didn't make it out of a couple good trips. So just that's why I asked.
Well, I appreciate that.
I got one more of these in me, so let's see what it is.
Do you have like a ghost hippie?
Yes.
That comes out.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh,
Spirit Guardian.
Have I already gotten? I feel like I've already gotten
4. I think
4,
so.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, this is one that I have to hang on to. You again see that smoke figure run around me as I gain the tail of the runaway.
If things go badly, I can teleport us.
Ask a stupid question.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
No?
There are no stupid questions in my
Okay.
opinion. Well, there
No,
are,
I've been over this. Maybe not with you, but maybe with Thistle. There's absolutely
Yeah,
stupid
no, I know.
questions.
As soon as I said it, I realized I was trying to be nice, but it's just an accurate.
I remember who you're talking to. Is there any potential danger from these ghosts?
The only danger I've seen from these ghosts so far is to the people that I want danger to be visited upon.
Cool. Okay. Love that so far. But
yeah,
sure.
I don't know. This power isn't as new to me as it once was, but it is still very new to me. I don't know. Honestly, yes, there is a danger to this power because Gideon wants it.
Right.
I'll save that question for another day.
I mean,
is there a potential of either Gideon or someone who works for Gideon tapping into that and finding you or manipulating you or doing something to you through the spirits that or the friends that you find?
maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is my own minds, and I try to stay true to who I think I am. If I start acting erratically or odd,
I'll punch you in the face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Maybe we have like a passphrase. If I start acting weird, you'd be like, cantaloupes, and I have to say like, banana.
And what does that defend against?
I don't know. Like if I'm mind controlled by ghosts or something. If like the if
You think ghosts don't know what a banana is?
No, but if I've been like taken over, I won't know the past phrase. You know, like if my mind is not my own.
It depends on the type of mind control.
Yeah, that is true.
Depends on the type of banana.
Thistle, you ready to do your drugs?
Am I not doing them already?
Everyone think that Shy would be like, okay, can we please switch back to
drugs.
Thistle doing drugs?
Let's do your drugs.
So,
I think Shy wants to
Covered,
sleep.
yeah.
upper lip covered in white powder.
No,
What?
shimmer.
We haven't done it yet.
Shiny mouth.
Shimmer mouth.
It's not shimmer, it's Mazer's moss.
Oh, you're
Mazer's
doing Mazer's
moss.
moss.
As you put the moss in your mouth and you feel it dissolve, that familiar sensation,
You
I'll
will have
have
it,
you
right?
roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, con save, that's what it was.
I believe that's what it was last time.
If that's not, that's what it is.
I feel like
Well, it is this time.
I feel like
the DM and
doing
very
drugs
cool.
is like that.
Yeah,
Like
it feels
your
con-
internal body
con-ish.
trying to metabolize something.
that poison.
Dude, stop jacking off the ghost and roll.
I thought it was a 20. 13.
Ask the ghost if he likes it.
All right.
Hey, ghost.
Is this all right?
Jesus. So, you feel that familiar sensation of falling away from your body as the room starts to swirl and meld together. You feel your heartbeat. And it feels like it's getting stronger. Not faster, but more intense. And as it continues, you feel like it's working harder and harder to pump whatever that magical essence is through your body. Like it's struggling. And you open your eyes and you feel rain falling down on your face. You can feel water lapping at your cheek. The sky above you is dark. And the rain is coming down hard as you feel your heart working hard. The rain slowly fades. You try to move your body, and you can't. Your legs don't want to move. Your arms feel extremely heavy, like lead weights. And you can't even gather the strength to lift your chest as you just gaze up at the dark sky. You can see burnt trees around you. As the rain slowly stops, it's quiet. And you feel familiar sounds in the distance, insects, slowly, very far away. And you watch as the clouds move, and you see the moon large in the sky, and you feel its rays hit you. And you feel your heart begin to beat faster and faster, still straining to move. And you gather just enough strength to look down, and you can see your chest is open, your heart exposed, and almost your entire body is hollow. You see your arms at your side splintered, fractured, your legs as well, as if they've been crushed and burnt. You see as the moonlight hits your body, your chest cavity begins to move together. You feel your large chest begin to shrink around the heart. You see the splinters of your legs start to move together in a narrower form. Your claw-like hand begins to stitch together, forming a new human-like hand. And as the moon slowly, over the course of what feels like eternity, begins to set in the night sky, you feel that heartbeat soften as you go to lift your hand. You raise it up and catch the last of the moonbeam. And as you do, you see a sliver of green energy snake down your arm and into your chest. And as you feel your heartbeat, a radiant green light erupts as you wake up.
Do we see anything while that's happening?
You do not.
How long does it take for us?
Seems like about 10 minutes has passed.
Oh,
You all right?
yes. And I seem to not have required any punching.
No.
Would you like some?
No.
It's a long pause. Sorry.
I feel like I've already been punched.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Somewhat. As every time I get more answers, it just begets more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what that feels like.
But I am starting to be able to put together a bit of a timeline, which is good. Of what occurred between what I remember as a tree and what I remember as a man.
Right. Filling in the gaps.
Somewhat.
Great.
Have you talked to us about wanting to kill a god? Was it?
Talk to Mirielle about it.
I thought that was a conversation. I just couldn't remember who was there for it.
Yeah.
And it was me and Miri who heard that when the curse was lifted.
Yes.
Right.
I seem to be caught in an argument of sorts between two very powerful beings, one which wishes me dead and one which attempts to save me. But I feel like what we are looking for in the mountains is somehow connected. It all feels somehow connected.
Because we're chasing a moon.
It all seems to come down to the origins of magic.
Yeah.
I feel as though we sit on the cusp of something much larger. We have all of these parties interested in what seems to be their own mechanisms, but somehow it all comes down to where they derive their power and how to grow that. Whether that's your mother or the god of the storm or the ley lines, it all seems to come down to who has power and where does it come from.
I hope Marlery will be illuminating in that aspect. That she's more forthcoming than I remember when she starts, if she starts talking about her magic.
There also might be a chance that Instead of finding your mother, we find the next place she went.
We'll just have to see.
I don't have any more scrolls of sending, so I've kind of I couldn't tell her I was coming. She just said she was traveling to the side of her rising, and this is what we figured out. So if we find some trace of her there, I promised Adria I would. And she's yeah.
I just feel as though this is all too coincidental not to be connected.
There's always seems like it's been a fight over magic. I'm even thinking back to when we were running across Wraithmoor and everything Phyllis was talking about, and even when the Dathians were chasing us. It's avenues to power. Who wants it, who's scrambling for it, who feels like they're on the back foot, and where they can pull from, whether that's magic, whether that's might. They're all chasing it.
It's just peculiar to me because we have 4 essentially disciples who have all sort magic from 4 very different sources. And somehow it has all come to head with us finding ourselves in the middle.
Yeah.
And all of them seeking to extend their life in some way, shape, or form. At least I'm assuming Yadira is doing that as well, based on.
We don't have any evidence that Moss is doing it.
He's lived longer than most. It's what I remember.
What do we know of Yadira, other than she's hiding somewhere in the forest?
She's good with curses. It's
That's
what
about
Moss
it.
said. And if they all have specialties, my sense was, I mean, I don't know much about magic, but I even think about the way that all of us do different things here in this group. If Elaban was collecting all these people together and teaching them, he probably collected them so that they were each good specifically at something. They each had their specialty of some kind. That way it prevents, if people feel special, if people feel like they have that one thing that they're good at that nobody else is good at least in their close company, prevents infighting. That's when I was running, they used to set us up in small groups, and there was only one person in every group who could pick locks. There was only one person who could appraise items. Prevented infighting. Prevented the small group from falling apart when shit got hard. Yeah. So, if Moss is good with books, and well, I don't know what Gideon's specialty is. You would, maybe.
Death.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to solve any riddles tonight. I'm going to go to bed.
Okay.
And I'll head off for a long rest.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good to me.
You all take a nice rest. You all retire to your chambers in the 2 rooms. You have a very peaceful sleep in a comfortable bed. Warm, furry sheets. It's lovely. You come to in the morning. You can smell there is breakfast being cooked downstairs. What would you like to do? How would you like to start your day?
Oh.
You were also told, Ivar would have told you where his office is in town.
Dumb little point of order. I would just love to put my big old cask of super cider in your bag of holding.
That sounds good.
So that I don't carry it on my pocketless person.
I would like to start my day by casting a ritual spell.
Okay.
I think I would pretend to sleep until everyone else has sort of left the room to go find breakfast.
Okay.
And then when I had the room to myself, I would set up and I would like to ritually cast divination.
Mm-hmm.
4th level spell.
Oh, I love divination so much. Such a good spell.
And if you'll allow it, I'd like to make a statement
Okay.
rather than ask a question.
Okay.
I would set it up and I would pray to Nepthisicut. Because I've met her when the curse was removed. And I would just like to, Your Grace, I come to you not with a request, but rather seeking for a favor. If you are knowing, if you could speak on our behalf to Nepentha, let her know that we made a terrible mistake and are trying to right it.
You see, as you pass into this divination, kind of swirling incense around you, you feel the room sort of darken around you as your vision kind of goes into a tunnel, and you see the edges, familiar kind of outline of a cat in the dark, and you see the eyes, golden, slowly blink. You come to.
And then I'll join everyone.
Okay. Nice.
Sorry, who's Nepentha again?
She's from the first campaign.
Oh, right.
You weren't there.
She's the one who married the queen, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she opened the bar.
The bar with the vest.
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Nepentha's
JoJo.
bar and grill.
She's a gravel boy.
She is,
She is a
canonically.
gravel boy.
The first after letters and
The first, non...
Nepthisicat?
No, Nepentha.
Oh, sorry.
Nepthisicat is not getting in the ring.
Letters just out here wrestling the god.
Letters would wrestle a god in a heartbeat.
Refused to wear the loincloth.
When he
Yeah,
died.
Neppy has a loincloth but refuses to wear it.
So you come down, and there is a small breakfast buffet laid out for folks who stay here.
Is any of it horse food?
Sorry, what?
No.
Is any of the food
There's a lot of carrots.
horse-coded?
They are regular centaurs, not reverse centaurs.
Oh, the humans on top. Okay.
So they eat human food.
The humans are on top.
I feel like I was taking notes or like looking at something on my character sheet when the fixation on centaurs evolved. I feel like centaurs were briefly mentioned.
Well, they run the two women who run this tavern are centaurs.
Yes.
See, in my brain, it was the people who had the vineyard to the south. Was
They
centaurs.
also-
That's their
They are
family
centaurs.
origin.
It's all centaurs.
But I
It's their
all the
family.
way
The
down.
Tundras family, right?
Well,
Yes. It's
Just
Lyra and
Oh,
Creatures, right?
so you
Medium
start.
creatures.
the hoof and arrow.
The hoof and arrow. Mm-hmm.
We haven't met the arrow yet, but we've seen
yeah,
some
Lyra
parts.
and Ness Tundras are the two.
is it hoof and arrow or hoof and air?
Hoof and Arrow.
Oh,
Like-
and arrow.
Ness is the other one.
Ness is the other one.
Like the law.
the older sister.
And what's the last name? Sorry.
Tundras. But there is a small breakfast buffet laid out. There's some warm apple cider, non-alcoholic, next to it. You can get alcohol if you want, but
19. This fucking onion jam sandwich.
You
Let's go see the governor.
Yeah.
Let's get a map.
Get that map.
you head out. You walk by the Great Hall, which is open. You can see there's a couple of people in there, but there's one person kind of tending to the hearth that seems to be always lit.
Here's a question. Do we see any religious iconography
Make a
here?
religion check.
This is more for M's curiosity than Shy's, but that's fine.
Your nappy is showing.
I know. Are you surprised?
No.
Okay.
Are there any brand building opportunities?
Yeah.
Mark is
17.
curious.
Are there any hearts around for me to eat?
They on fire.
You would have seen, you recall, you're not, I don't know that you're necessarily know this Norse goddess because of where you live and where you're from. Yeah. But you did see over the hearth written on it. You didn't make much of it when you saw it, but now sort of thinking back as you walk by, it said, "May the mother's hearth ever be lit."
I would, realizing I don't have the pieces to put it together, I'd, as we're walking, jog over to Mary and kind of relay that. Do you know who that is? You know who this is about?
You can make it an advantage.
Okay.
You're more likely to know this.
That's a 6 and a 2. Plus 4, 2. Yeah, so that's a 10.
A 10? Okay, with a 10, you know, that sounds like Seer.
Okay.
You don't know much about her. You know that she is, in your neck of the woods, primarily a dwarven goddess. But that's kind of about, you know the Hearth Mother is like her moniker.
Yeah. Seer, dwarf goddess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hearth Mother.
Cool. Yeah, I was just curious. So it's interesting to watch the way that people interact with their deities, and I've never been much for praying or temples or any kind, but there's a certain kind of reverence in Keshira for Osiris, so I find it interesting the way that people engage with that. So.
Right. Yeah, me too. I was never really one for praying either.
And yet here you are.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens sometimes, but
I've never seen you pray before.
Oh, yeah, I do sometimes. It's just, it doesn't look like what you might be used to.
Okay.
She's just hysteric.
Well, I would never assume to want to see what that's like. Prayer seems like a very private thing.
Oh, I don't think of it as private. I mean, between us, I am still figuring a lot of things out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel a little pressure to know more than I know. So.
About your religion?
Yeah.
Oh.
People kind of expect. I don't know, you see a cleric and you're like, oh, they know what's up.
Just like you expect every magic person to be able to look at something and be like, I know what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
Sometimes they just can't. And I'm still working on a few. I don't know, I've mastered some of the more advanced stuff, and also some of the basics elude me.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hopeful that things become more illuminated for you, if that's what you want.
Yeah, it is. I have had something I want to run by you at some point, but maybe we can save it for tonight or whenever we're staying.
Yeah.
Yeah, for here another night.
I also want to say I really caught your meaning when you were questioning Mark last night. I saw what you were trying to do, so I think you were on the right path there.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Can I ask you something too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Ever since I was when we were in the cells in Caradoc, and I was sketching, I realized that I don't do that enough. Could I sketch you sometime?
Yeah.
You would just sit, that's all.
For how long?
I'm pretty quick, so maybe half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I can sit still that long.
Yeah, it's just like you're. You're beautiful, so
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just out here playing.
She, Miri would blush, but it would be almost like a veiny blue kind of blushing thing that would happen.
Yeah. I just don't draw enough, and I realize I'm getting rusty, and I don't want to do that.
I would love that. Actually, the thing I was going to ask, I was going to ask you something that was kind of art related, actually. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe, do you want to?
Let's talk about that tonight, baby.
Yeah, for sure. No one's ever drawn me before.
I'm not a professional or anything, but I did have some training, so.
Okay. You don't
Draw
do
me
those.
like one of your Dresden girls.
Draw me like one of your urine girls.
Cool. Yeah. I think that would be cool.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Great. Thanks, Mary.
Thanks.
How's the bingo card looking?
Fuck off.
I had a Warforged draw me not too long ago.
And a guard here.
And a guard here also drew me.
Yeah, we just keep walking.
They say I have a very drawable face. It's a thing people say.
Let's get a map and kill a monster.
Oh, were we all here for this?
I mean,
we're
Mary and
all
I were
walking
just
to it.
and I think very much like there was with someone who has any insight, there was no double meaning to what Shai was asking.
Yeah.
It's very much a just a
Oldest trick in the book.
Yes.
Raw earnestness. Every time.
Yeah.
But you have to believe
Y'all
it
just
yourself.
convinced I'm out here dating everybody.
Evidence pointing to yes.
Just two.
I've taken everyone on dates, and you think I'm dating everybody.
Out in the field.
I've dated everybody.
All my friends are saying that I like kiss all of my friends just because I've kissed all my friends one time. It's crazy.
Guys, I have the best kiss to death ratio on this team, so I'm just out here.
And I have the worst one because
I catered these
so
ribs. We make it to the governor's mansion.
You make it to the governor's office, yes?
I wanted to swing by Skalarn General Store.
Yeah, you can head by
I want to do it.
Skalarn
I want to do
General.
it without everybody else.
Okay, so then we'll
If
play
they'll
out.
let me wander off.
We're gonna have to get clothes at some point.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
know
can
it's
close.
very quick.
Okay, cool.
It's very quick.
Do you want to quickly do it and then catch up
Yeah,
with them?
yeah. It's super. It's literally this fast.
Excuse me, good sir.
I am a woman, so but
Sorry, I keep doing this.
second time, dude. This
I feel like I would have known that if
this
I'd
is
seen them
this
in
is
person.
Liv Scoops.
He's an old growth tree.
Ah!
encourage you to not assume. But
very sorry,
that's
very
all right. What can I do for you? She's like opening the door.
Do you have books?
I have some books, yes.
Yes. Do you have any in Draconic?
I
Even any books?
think I maybe have like a sort of a just a leather bound sort of.
Like a fiction, a novel of some sort.
Probably,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to purchase it.
All right. She heads into the back, into the shop, and she's like, "Come on." And
Thank you, my good sir.
Thank you, good sir.
you find she gives you
I don't want Miss
kind of like a
Kendrick to be
thin,
disappointed.
almost like a novella that is written in Draconic, and you can see there's like illustrations. It almost seems not quite like a graphic novel, but like every other page is an illustration.
I was gonna ask if
Perfect.
it was a smutty, but that's
Yes, I'd love this.
Looks
How
like
much?
a YA novel.
Yes.
How much is this?
This is 5 gold.
5 gold. Perfect. Take that down.
You're by yourself. You specifically
yes,
went
you've gone in
by
there,
yourself.
we're all
No,
waiting.
I am not here.
I have 5 gold pieces,
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
Not there.
and I take it and I run and catch up with the group. And then just before we get to the mansion, I grab Mark.
Quick word before we go.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up?
I just wanted to get you a small gift.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't get you anything. Oh, I could though.
It doesn't. It's not the point. I wanted to give you a small gift. I didn't have time to wrap it.
Okay.
I got you this.
And I would hand you the book.
Oh. Cool.
Yes.
That's really cool.
It's written in Draconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have a title or is that mine?
Yes, it's Nyx and the Dragon Riders.
Nyx and the Dragon Riders.
That's
what that says.
I didn't know what it said. I can't read Draconic.
Oh, well, I can. This is.
That's amazing.
Can't you? Is that a deception?
I actually
No,
can't.
no,
I can't read it.
That's I really appreciate that.
Yeah, just keep us busy.
I've been making my own reading material.
Oh well, you know this. Sometimes it's nice to read what others have written, and we're heading into the jungle, wilderness, and I thought it might be nice to have something to read in the evenings.
I've heard good things about reading in the evenings.
Yes, it's quite lovely. I'd love it if you could read it to me. I can't read Draconic, and
Mark has never tried translating. Like he reads it in his head and it comes. Yeah,
Maybe you could do it.
Oh God, you're here too.
We're all working together.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well, outside the governor's house.
Oh, yeah.
An office.
Maybe you
The governor's
could
in
read
the
it
window
to us
waiting.
in our
Yeah.
heads.
Whoa, fucking, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was easy.
Yeah, because that's good for stealth. Because like if I'm reading out loud, then
Yeah.
people could probably hear because I've got such a sonorous voice.
Yes, it's
like
true.
a lot of like monsters could probably hear my cool storytelling. But if I tell it in your mind, then it's like
So much more vivid.
I think so.
But it can be nice too, out loud. Maybe once you've practiced a bit more.
Only if it's safe.
Yes. Anyways,
You can send images.
No.
Oh, just words.
But I can
describe them.
I have dumb little spells that might be able to. I can press to digitate. I have minor illusion, so I can like do a little picture book.
Do each page.
Yeah, absolutely. This is rad. This is gonna be the best. You're gonna
Story
love.
time
We'll
with
do a little
Mark.
slumber party later.
I think Nyx is gonna be the villain.
Oh.
That's my prediction.
Nixon was, yeah.
So it's Nyx and the Dragon Riders.
What?
Nyx and the Dragon Riders.
Nyx and the Dragon
Nyx
Riders.
and
Nixon, the Dragon Rider.
Nyx and the Dragon.
Nixon, the Dragon Rider.
I'm not a dragon.
Not a Dragon Rider.
And we go inside the governor's.
Okay, you head into the office, and you see Ivar is there, sitting at a beautiful, kind of large mahogany desk. Oh, it's good to see you all. Yes, I have the map that you were asking for. I pulled it out, kind of lays it out, and I'll send it to you right now.
You see Shy take out the tube that's now in the bag of holding, and she's collapsed everything of her own into the bag of holding. I take out the really nice tube, uncap it, and take out some. My vellum paper is running short, so I will have to get some more at some point. And instead of taking out charcoal, which I know will smudge, I take out a small. Like bottle of ink and a set of very fancy brushes.
Nice.
And I sit down and I've got like a black, a red, and a blue, and I start going to town reproducing the map.
Okay.
I was under the assumption she was going to give us the map.
Well, she said she was going to copy it. She said that last time.
Oh, dude, my brain is
It was when the centaur stuff happened.
away. Yeah, it must have been the exact same
And I'm
location.
gonna. Do you want me to roll to reproduce the map, or do you just let me
Sure.
reproduce
Yeah,
it?
make a sleight of hand check at advantage.
Are there any areas nearby where, like, your local hunters have run into issue, problem situations?
We usually hunt to the south. But no, they are all pretty well versed in the local fauna. But you have to be careful with anything you hunt. It's the if you're hunting sort of the giant elk or the moose. Usually, once you kill something, you become a target for the predators. So, predators are the main. Generally, have to hunt them first.
Okay.
But they're pretty well versed. I was going to say, I didn't mention it the other night, but if you do come across a giant and you have a tussle, I don't believe bringing any harm on them will come back on us, as none of you are from here. You don't sound like you're from here. You don't look like you're from here. No offense, but
No, none taken.
all I would ask is that you don't mention that we showed you any hospitality.
Absolutely.
And I don't believe they'll associate you with us, so you might catch the attention of more giants, but you shouldn't bring any harm to us.
Is there any of the giants that, perhaps by name, we should be aware of?
Yes,
Good
the Frogma.
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 Like mole?
Yeah.
Frogma ball.
Ma.
Frogma.
Sean loved that.
That was a great one. You guys are underappreciating that one.
Rhymes with Trogdor.
That one will age beautifully.
You might want to talk to Froome, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
we have to
furniture
barrel
maker on the
We
way
have to
here.
talk to.
He's not a barrel maker.
Furniture
He makes
Furniture maker.
And we're gonna hit up the general store to
There's
get
a lot
some
to do.
cold clothes, cold weather clothes.
But yes, so if you have to defend yourself, don't worry about having to do that.
We appreciate that, Ivor.
It's a flirty 20 to reproduce the map.
Yeah, you create a
Sexy
very
map.
near copy. And you can see there's 3 villages, sort of, the mountains are kind of to the northeast a little bit, up in the top corner. And there is a road out, or a path out. And then there's a village called Yavik. And then to the northeast a little bit, or northwest is where the mountain is. Northeast, there's Bjordek, which is at the base of what looks like a lake. And then towards the mountains, there's Ukara.
Okay. Did you send the map or no?
I did, yeah. I emailed it.
Oh, you emailed it. Oh, great.
There she is.
What? To all of you.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, regional map of Goostrom.
Oh, is it the original? No, it's the Skalarn.
No, the regional. Yeah, so
Looks
there's
great.
Where is Skalarn on here? It's not.
It's the where that road comes out. You can see
I
that
understand.
wall.
There she is. Okay.
Oh, I understand. And then we go straight up to Yavik, and then
Do we want to?
To
Is
the
there a way
right.
for us to?
no.
Over to
We'll show
we'll
it.
to the Discord.
We'll post it in the
Discord.
Discord. Tim
Come
will
to the
post.
Discord.
Tim will post it in the Discord right now.
Absolutely.
Over to Flawn. Floon. Flim.
Froome.
Froomy.
Yeah, we'll go to Froome, and then we'll
Let's get fumigated.
hit up the Chico store.
She all right?
Wow, the regret of that was interesting. That was a roller coaster.
I feel like it started as Miri laughing and then it moved into Jess laughing.
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm no longer having fun.
I saw
I'm
myself
laughing
on the
against my
monitor
own
and I was
will.
like, oh god.
Oh, the joys of being on camera.
Thank you.
Froom.
Thank you, Abor. Much appreciated.
I should also say just one last thing before you go. I have been working on something with Froome, and it is a secret, but I believe I can trust you.
I hope so. Yeah.
In case the dragon does come back, we've been working on a weapon. A large crossbow-like instrument.
Oh wow.
Just in case. I don't know how effective it will be, but Froome is quite gifted with crafting, and I believe he's put a little bit of magic in it as well.
Wonderful.
If we can, if you can help us, I would be greatly in your debt.
We will do what we can.
Yeah.
Of course. Be safe and safe travels.
Do you have a way to message us?
No, but if have you met the Hearthkeeper?
Not yet, no.
Sigrid? She is able to send to people.
But if things go poorly and the dragon, you feel as though the dragon is on its way, please do not hesitate to send to us. And if we are able to lend aid, we will come as fast as well.
Maybe one of you introduce
should
yourself to Sigrid. She should be at the Great Hall.
Actually, that reminds me. A burger said that you might have the message that you received from the dragon demanding more tribute.
Oh, right, yeah. Sure, I have it somewhere here, and you see he kind of goes over to some of the like filing cabinet type thing, and he's pulling things out. Ah, it's here.
Do you mind if I?
Of course.
Mark, you and I want.
Let's put our heads together.
Yes.
Yeah, let's all
Yes.
work together. Yeah.
All five of us.
Looks like draconic.
You roll out this kind of leathery scroll.
A ritual cast comprehend language.
Right.
So that
And you see written on this scroll in quite small letters for like there is like the scroll itself is probably about this big and the lettering is quite small. But you see it basically as a detailed like by order of Gryden. Your tribute is due to increase, and then there's sort of like a list of like acceptable tribute that is like has monetary value with like a.
Does this seem like almost something that would be written by like a seneschal or like a housecarl? Like it's like almost like a steward has written this.
What are those words?
Yes.
Tim, does it look like a Goobidoo or a blah 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 blah?
Leader,
Dibbly
the
dib.
person who does the shit for them.
Seneschal?
Yeah,
Seneschal.
A seneschal is like
Never heard of a
like
seneschal?
like a steward. Like the best servant that they have.
It seems like
It's the best boy.
Like the chief steward. on
the best boy. Make a
Yeah, can I do like an insight check?
make an insight check.
We call that the key.
Advantage. Because I'm also reading Draconic. Yes, roll them bones.
Ooh, natural 19, 22.
My seneschal.
Plus insight. It's a 30.
Okay. As you kind of read through it, it also mentions like acceptable food and like types of food, which is pretty broad. But then at the bottom it does say to be delivered to the giants, to then be like with
distributed out.
Well, to be then taken to Dryden's ship, and it's like it's signed with Dryden's name.
Dryden, sorry?
Dryden,
to-
sorry.
yeah, okay,
Dryden,
yeah.
not Dryden. To Dryden's ship. And you can see it's signed Dryden.
Right.
And then underneath in like very, very small print, it says it says attributed to head servant Leovex of the Cobalt Mines.
Mm-hmm.
Cobalt mines or mines?
Mines.
Mm-hmm. Cobalt.
Cobalt,
Interesting.
like the metal, not the little guy.
Like the metal.
Cool.
Okay.
What was the name?
Leovex.
Leovex.
Cobalt dragon.
We got a bunch of metallic, different types of metallic dragons.
Yep.
And
I was
gem
trying to figure it out.
And there's a bunch of gem dragons in this universe too.
So this suggests that he has some sort of court.
Hierarchy system.
Especially if he has
And
a
with
ship.
your 30,
Yeah.
the size of that writing is very small, and you realize like it was probably written by a pretty small hand.
Kobolds.
The kobolds of the kobolds.
The cobalt kobolds.
Yeah, and miners, kobolds, underground.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
Kobolds.
go lock up some kobolds.
No, they'll have all their little traps and shit.
Yeah, last time
I
we
want to
fought
get a
two kobolds,
good
it's bad.
dungeon crawl in.
Yep.
That screams
Careful
good dungeon
with
crawl.
What? Ivor, this is maybe pertinent information for you. From what I can glean from this, Gryden's power isn't just his own. There are those that serve him beyond the giants.
Yes, I believe so. Or, I mean, I assume so. He's, the island that he inhabits was a town long ago. But when he arrived, they wiped them out. But I assume that he has some other servants who use the ship that takes the tribute to the island. Because I've never seen a hill giant ever on the water.
Do you know who works the ship? What the crew is made
No,
of?
I've never been up there.
My brain went Scandinavian cobalt. I now want to meet these kobolds.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a great time. Good.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, and Hearthkeeper, Coats, Fring.
Not that.
Savager.
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 That's a pretty good group name, the Savages.
For us?
Usually
Yes.
when we bring
No,
up a
not
group
for-
name, we have a conversation about what we try to do.
Savage.
We def no.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
I don't want to
I don't want to
savage.
fake savage.
things.
Thank you, Avar. We're gonna head out.
Of course,
I don't want that to be my brand.
We head on out.
all right, you head out.
The good kisses or something.
You head over to the rooms. Yeah. You see a fairly large house, big round door, and there's a kind of an open area on the side that's like a big covered area where you can see there's a lot of furniture kind of displayed out, and you can hear working in the back. As you head around back, you can see the back doors open up, and there's like a workshop that's sort of indoor outdoor and partially covered, and you see a very large man kind of bent over, and Ed, like, he kind of sees you coming around, and he stands up, and he's probably about 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And you see he's got these like kind of thick glasses on that he sort of puts up, And he puts down his little kind of planer.
Hi, would you be Froome?
Yes, that's me.
We're just in town, making our way to the Rain of Peaks, right?
Rayna. R-A-Y-N-A.
I would
Rain of
Rain of Peaks.
Raina. All right.
God.
Right, Wayne.
Rain of
Put that in the wiki.
Rain.
The governor sent us over. Said we should
Oh.
come,
That's nice of him.
We
come
should.
say hi.
Well, there was a few things that we were going to talk to you about. I think you were being sent over as because Froome, you might have some information for us about magic.
Oh.
You have some magic that
Do you have some furniture that you need imbued with a rune?
We are on an academic expedition from Dulkirk College, and
What's that?
oh, it's one of the finest repositories of arcane information on the globe,
It's a lot of.
and we have established that this is a round. We're not. Yeah, we've talked about this. It's round. It's a very good magic school, and I've come to better understand the local magic, notably your own and the magic of the giants.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't speak for all giants. Just what my mom taught me when she was around. So
Your mom taught you magic?
she taught me how to carve these runes and imbue them with power.
That's really wonderful.
Iva also mentioned a project, one of secrecy.
Make a persuasion check.
So 28.
Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's really cool. And I don't make weapons very often, almost never. But this is pretty cool.
How confident are you
In my work?
in its ability to level the playing field?
Well, I haven't had a chance to test it on any dragons, but I know it'll hit hard.
Okay.
Is there anything that, like, any conditions that would make it easier for it to work? Like,
I guess maybe if the dragon wasn't moving.
yeah,
easier
that
to
makes
hit.
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you work mainly in wood or metal?
Yeah, no, I make wood furniture.
Uh-huh.
I sometimes leather too.
And you imbue these with runes.
To make them more comfortable.
Can you make them hardier?
Yeah.
Can you put these runes on non-furniture objects like armor?
Oh, yeah, you could, yeah.
Could you put it on me? I am mainly wood.
I didn't want to ask.
Yeah.
I guess maybe. I've never tried to put it on a living thing. Only like.
I mean, a lot of this is just for show. It's not.
You're not alive?
Not part of me. No, I'm saying it's hard to distinguish what is me and what is what I'm wearing. But could you carve into?
Maybe.
I pull out the assassin staff because it specifically says you activate it with a rune. I show him the rune. Is this?
Kind of looks at it.
It's the only kind of example of rune magic I've run into.
It's similar. I've never seen this specific rune, but it definitely has aspects of giant runic magic. I mean, that's pretty small, though.
Yeah, for me.
But that's nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
What does it do? He presses it. Whoa! No.
Does he get cut by it?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that's
It's a surprise
lot of
now.
poison.
Oh.
Yeah, it's now that you've pushed that rune, that blade is poisoned.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
Sorry.
I won't be able to poison the creature that we're hunting today.
That's good because we did want to use it for food.
That's true, yeah. So I'll press the rune back and slide.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Has anyone come by curious about your magic? I was told there might be some other practitioners who might have come through here, and you seem like the man to speak to.
Not that I can remember. Maybe. I mean, I think the last time I had visitors that were interested in my magic, I'm still pretty young, new to the village. I can't really remember them though.
Them?
think there was a couple of them.
4?
No. I think just 2. I think they were adventurers, kind of like you guys.
1 short and 1 tall?
No. I mean, everyone's sort of short to me.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah. No, most folks show a passing interest, but a lot of people don't really like the giants.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very nice to me. Everybody's always really kind to me, and I feel very welcome here. And I don't think it was always the case. I know my mom, before she died, she was really gifted with the runes, and she would tell me that a lot of the giants, that was sort of the way they kept their history.
This is again, just putting this out here as optional on the table, but not a thing that you have to do. If things were to change and the elements within the giants' society that were making them more inclined for tyranny, if those elements were lessened, would they listen to you potentially to broker some sort of peace between the village?
Maybe. I know my mother's clan was... they were from the Singing Stones. I think they were, at the time, a pretty powerful clan. They were definitely the most gifted with the runes. But the Frogmaws came along and really, well, they pushed them out.
So Frogmore is a clan name.
Mm-hmm.
What was your mother's name?
Her name was Brunhilde.
With an umlaut.
I don't know. We don't really have umlauts in Giant.
That's too bad. All names should have an umlaut.
I love the fact that these hill giants are like just Midwesterners. I don't know, man.
Your
Oh.
your mother sounds like she was pretty special.
She was.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It's okay. She got me here. That was the important part to her. And the village kind of took care of me. She helped them build the walls.
Or do they have runes in them too?
Some of them, I think. Yeah.
It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
Would you be able to do me the honor of putting a rune on my armor?
I can try.
Be great.
But
If not, it just look great.
sure. Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit nervous about imbuing it with magic on a. I just don't know what'll happen. But why don't I just start with the carving?
Yeah, sounds great.
Here, pull up a chair.
I would take the chess piece off, place it down.
So he doesn't have to do it on the
Well, so he also can realize that he's not carving it to me.
He's not doing a tattoo.
Exactly. I feel like he's worried. He's carving
You're
it
like,
Wow,
flesh.
your calligraphy is really beautiful. Do you want to just put that on my body permanently? Like,
Also, like with a knife.
That's
You do that?
tattooing.
And you see he kneels down and he offers you a chair, really beautiful carved chair that's like covered with wool. And he begins to, he kind of like takes the armor and sort of looks it over. And he picks a spot just on the back, on the shoulder. And you watch as he deftly moves his like very large hands with like incredible skill and accuracy. You watch as he uses his series of tools to kind of carve very delicately this rune on the shoulder, just on the back. And you can see it's like 3 lines and then almost like a diamond shape. And then kind of a line that comes out of the diamond and down.
as he does this,
I would like to reach out magically and basically invoke the sense of like the first time he carved the runes under the watchful eye of his mother. The sense of his mother is watching him in this moment to bardically inspire him. If he needs to roll anything,
you see, he kind of smiles, and he looks over at you. I had the same idea. And you watch as after he's finished, he sort of presses his hand and closes his eyes. And you see the rune appear on the back of his hand as he does that. And it's there's like, almost like an orangish glow to it. And then it fades away. And you see that kind of orangish glow appear on the rune. So you always feel like someone has your back.
Thank you.
Of course. And
how much do I owe you for this?
I've never done something like this, so the first one's on me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you for trusting me. If you guys said you were, did you tell him you were going north?
Yeah. Absolutely. Said it all.
We're looking for part of our academic studies are taking us to the Raina Peaks to learn a bit about the rising of Riez moon. Do you know anything about that?
There were songs that my mom would sing. That was her clan was known for their songs, the Songstones. And there was a song that they would sing to the moon, and it was about how she gave life to nature. That she had she drew the energy from the earth and sang it back into the world.
This is Riez we're talking about.
Yeah.
My mother has a tie to Riez as well, so that's very interesting. Thank you for Strange question. You ain't ever seen someone who looked like me come through Skalarn, have you?
No.
Okay.
I think I'd remember.
Yeah.
Could you repeat the sentence? She took magic from the earth.
She drew magic from the world and sang it, or like from the earth, and sang it back into the world.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Before we leave, could I buy just like a small piece of really nice leather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see he's got like kind of stacks of different leather. Do you want me to cut it, or?
Yeah, just like...
A strip, or?
Yeah, just like a strip would be nice, like about this big.
Cuts it off. Just like a gold.
Okay. Thanks.
Damn, what is
Tiny in his hand.
What does the carving do? What does the carving do?
You're not sure yet. He's not sure yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Fun.
You'll see.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Is there anything else you need from me, or?
We may be talking to you in the future about the project, but no promises.
And if you never need to furnish something, I've got lots of great furniture.
Is there anything that the project could use to make it better?
Yeah.
If we find something out in the woods.
Metal is sometimes hard to come by up here. So if you got some sharp metal, I can.
Sharp metal.
How much?
The more you have, the more bolts we can make.
That's a good point.
I'm not much of a smith, but I think I've already been working with somebody to forge the metal or the ore.
Cool. Very good.
I can't remember what we established. I think it was 20. It was a D20. And then I lost 4, so I have 16. I'm going to give him 10. I'm just going to pull out like a bunch of my knives. I can always replace these. It's hard to come by here.
Okay.
I picked up more on my route, and these 6 are enough to throw. So.
Sure. Thanks.
Plus, I have a new way of throwing knives. So.
All right.
Thank you, Froom.
Just kind of throws them in a barrel.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, good
Anything we should know about the Hearthkeeper? Any fun jokes they like to hear?
Oh, Sigrid? She's a more serious type, but she's lovely.
Cool.
We're heading there next and then to the general store, so thank you.
Came up with this fun frog my balls joke today, and I think she might like it.
I'd like to hear you tell it.
This is Adam asking. For the sake of expediency,
Yeah.
Esper offers to go to the general store and pick up all of the supplies that we need, because we're just going to get
Stuff.
clothing, right? Esper will be like, I can go and just sort that out so that we don't have to do like 2 separate things. Does that work for her? Or does someone at the table want to have like an NPC moment with?
Well, the only thing, I would love to go to help pick out some things. But just look, I've got to look. I'm sure the clothes here are going to be very warm, but I also think they might be a little lame.
We are outside at this point.
Here's my pitch. It sounds like this Hearthkeeper is quite a serious person. Do you want to come with me? And they can deal with that, and we pick up, and then you can get whatever you
Really,
want.
the only
Yes,
person, one
just
of the
be-
only people that needs to be able to meet Sigrid probably is Miri.
Yeah, I should probably do it.
Do you have a particular style of cold weather clothing that you're looking for?
Just
What's your blue sky dream?
of cold weather clothing.
Yeah, absolutely. What would that look like?
And I've always wanted like furry boots.
And boots with the fur. Any type of fruit style jeans.
You know how sometimes when jeans are tight.
Yes.
We broke 2. We did it! Yay! We got him.
Like when you walk in, perhaps like all the giants are looking at her being you. Is that the idea?
That could be nice.
Okay.
Nothing too like impractical. Like
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's all practice.
Something you can get low in.
Yes, you need to be able to bend naturally.
Yeah.
low.
Especially adventuring. Whoa, you know.
Yeah, you'd have to get low.
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 No.
Low.
No.
Well, if they have them.
I love that. I also want to just say that I was like, in an effort to not have a whole fucking thing, can I go do a
You
thing?
can't say that to us.
And then you were
You,
like, let's
you
turn
had a
this
whole
into a
fucking thing.
14-minute bit.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
And make sure it's in a tall because I'm no shorty.
Good. Absolutely. And we go.
I'm gonna burn it down.
I think
I should send my
if Miri
resume
was
in
heading
to-
to see the Hearthkeeper, I'd go with me.
Okay.
All right, you head to the Great Hall, and you see the Hearthkeeper is there. She's actually outside now, chopping wood.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like this character.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
to them.
Cool.
It's literally just that one person who does those TikToks.
And what does she look like?
You see, she has her hair is like kind of a it's like a dark brown, but you can see there's like a large streak of kind of like almost silvery gray. And she looks like she's probably in her 40s. You see, she's wearing very functional clothes at the moment as she's chopping wood, and her eyes have like a the irises are kind of a grayish white.
Sigrid?
And she puts it in. Can I help you?
Hey, so we're just traveling through town, and we're actually heading up into we're heading up north to find out a little bit more about some of the magic and the giants up there.
All right.
But we've heard about what's been happening around here, and just kind of wanted to meet you in case anyone in town here needs to let us know about if anything goes south here, so to speak. Is that an expression?
Is there something I should be worried about?
I think that mainly what's going on is that we spoke to Governor Blackmane, and he mentioned that some of the towns up north that he was looking potentially for someone, and so for communication he can't do what
Oh,
I
so
think.
you need me to send. I understand.
Yes.
I can
All
message.
right, well, I've met you now, so I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fix up the edge.
Do
Yes?
you need a hand with that?
You want to chop some wood?
I don't. But
I mean, you know, if I think the rest of them are just off at the general
Well,
store, so I'm happy to help you.
Gestures.
And yeah, I pick up an axe
Yeah.
and I start swinging away.
Chopping wood. I'm gonna have you roll an athletics check to see how much you chop
Okay.
in the amount of time.
I'm
How
not
much
super
wood?
can Triton.
how much
chop.
wood could a
Triton chop.
Triton.
This
could
will be the
chop wood.
most poetic natural one of just
Yeah.
like one piece. Oh no, that's very
I mean,
good.
as a Triton, you probably never chop wood.
No.
Chopped coral though,
Yeah.
Yeah, same basic concept.
That's going to be an
with
18.
but with
18?
more with more resistance.
Dude, it's coral management.
I feel like
go out
no.
and
I mean, like
destroy the
there's trees that we
Yeah.
would have used to cut
Yeah.
down in the forest to make homes.
And boats and stuff. Yeah, you chop quite a bit of wood in the time it takes for the gentleman to finish.
I
up.
don't have anything else to do, and I would have passed on my requests for cold. I feel like Mark has yet to let me down
Yeah.
with clothing choices.
Yeah, they're true.
So
Yeah, you see, she's impressed. It's pretty good.
We go to the general store. We get winter clothes.
Fuck that. Mark.
Such
Are there any D&D live players that are accepting resumes? Like-
Mark would like to collect, because what are these winter clothes made out of? Presumably furs and leather and shit? Hell yeah, I want to pick up some fur, like a bunch of fur. Any dyes at this place?
Are you wanting Are you wanting to dye it yourself?
Yeah, dude.
I might have some dye, but not too much.
Yeah, you got like purple or blue or something?
I don't have purple.
What do you got?
I have blue, and
Great.
I think I have red.
Amazing. I'll mix that together, absolutely.
The reason why purple was the royal color was it was the most difficult tint to make.
Yeah, well, we also live in a world where like we rode a unicorn like 4 days ago, so you know.
I
would
do have
ask.
some magical pigment, but I don't know if that's really for dyeing clothes, but it's for making runes.
Oh yeah, that's probably a little excessive. Yeah, whatever you got, and
What does the magical pigment do?
You're not here right now.
Where am I?
These two. Isn't it just these two?
Oh yeah, that's right. I went on my own.
yeah, no, what does the
This,
magical
you know what
pigment
this
do?
is? This is us doing the paperwork in. I was just like,
You'll see what I'm doing in a second.
And she's got like ram hides, like
Fantastic.
sheep.
I get a
Wool
sheepskin jacket, like that classic Scandinavian look.
Yeah.
Okay.
There also seems to be like an elk hide as well. That's
Radical.
That's also lined with wool.
Yeah, really cool, really cool. Got any like brass?
Breast.
No, you don't do metals here. That's right. Excuse me, silly
I
question.
mean, I have it, but it's very expensive.
It's fine. It's fine. What does this magic pigment do?
It's for making runes. Do you know how to make runes?
Yeah.
Well, then you use it, and it activates, and I think it gives you some extra health,
Yeah. Cool.
some
Very good.
vitality.
All right. Thank you. Pay the woman.
You didn't get the pigment though, did you?
No, I'm not getting the pigment.
Okay, yeah.
You get the furs all together for all of you. It costs about 25 gold pieces.
And I will stand outside and I will cast the fabricate
oh,
spell
sick.
on 3 times on these things to make fucking, as I like Minecraft creative mode, my own fucking clothes.
does
Like,
Mark just become a fashion designer in this
I-
year?
yeah, Mark was not stoked about this staff, but he's reconsidered what he can do with it as like, like lovely furry boots, very tight, very warm, like bottoms, and then like the cool, like flowy, and like, oh, it's fabricate, so I can like signify it and everything, like all the like intricacies that you've got in your shit. Like, oh, Mark's just gonna like throw some of his like coin money in there, so we're able to like embroider like strands of gold through it, because that's your aesthetic. There's no purple in it. We have some blue, so you're gonna have some like blue elk hide,
Like
fucking-
waves,
yeah,
like in there, like wave embroidery.
and there's like a really cool like one of them big high collars that opens
Pops.
up that then like matches into your hair, and you can like
Hell yeah.
Thistle's
Fucking-
just got a big bear pelt.
Truly just
They
a
have,
bear.
yeah, they have bear pelt.
And then for himself.
Make it
it's like-
35 gold pieces. If you're gonna bear repel too.
Do you want me to? Do you want some of that for the
So
party funds?
while they do this,
Yeah,
Thistle,
sure. Just take 10 off.
because he wasn't there for the wood chopping either.
Starts a band.
I just wanted to fight a monster today, and we fucked around talking to
we're not
every
gonna have
NPC.
time.
This town has 13 people that live in it. It is a small barrel
all
town.
worth our time. They're all worth our time.
Adam, let us
The
have
guard
our
comes
fun.
by. How
I
do you
just
guys
wanted to
doing?
kill a monster.
And we will make early 2000s hip hop jokes win every store.
You tried, but then you hit it too hard. And it
So
ran
there's
away.
there's two things. Every time Adam interrupts, I add a thing. There's two things Thistle wants to do.
That's
The
punishment.
first thing that
Malicious
Thistle would
compliance.
want to do is he would kick the door in.
Where?
What door?
I'm getting there.
Oh, excuse me.
Black Mane,
What are you doing?
it's time to wrestle.
Okay, first of all, please don't kick the door.
I'm sorry. I was being dramatic.
But if you want to wrestle,
This is the
you
combat.
know it's been a while. Make a persuasion check.
This is your combat, Adam.
I'm gonna go sit in the tech booth for a while.
Persuasion.
He's got it. He's
Let the
got
man
it.
have his fun.
7.
Low DC. Low DC. It's a 5. Come on.
You go like you watch. It's like he's still
Just
wearing a
for-
coat.
just
He's
for
like,
fun.
my friend.
I won't even become a bear.
It has been a while since I stepped in the ring,
All right.
and I would not want to hurt you.
Oh. It's
As
on.
he takes off his coat, and you see he is stacked. Like
Yes.
he
Let's
is.
fucking
Thistle
go.
cracks his neck, and as he does, he starts to slowly turn into the bear.
You said you wouldn't turn into the bear,
I turn back into Thistle.
All right.
but I've always wanted to wrestle a bear.
I turn back into the bear.
Both of you are okay.
No, it only counts as one.
He goes, all right, let's go.
And then after I'm done wrestling him, and we're
That's where we're gonna end it tonight.
okay.
You're gonna wrestle him next week.
Yes. And then I'll do my second thing, and then we'll
We'll
go
fight
kill
a
the
monster in Chatwater.
Then playing this game.
I honestly,
seriously fucking time
you know,
dilation.
you know what's gonna happen
Wow.
in Chatwater is I'm gonna personally fight each and every one of you.
I think you're maybe just a little nervous about
All
the
I
giant.
did was chop wood. Okay, that's it. That's all I
Wood.
did. Don't get mad at me.
I just wanted
man.
to. I said I would.
That's where we're gonna end it.
Oh.
On the promise of wrestling next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we'll skip over it. I don't know.
There's. Yeah. We'll see.
Wrestling to me.
But that's where we're gonna end it.
Hell yeah!
That was
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
session.
So
it was
fun.
So much fun.
I feel like this
It was a good
our,
fast session.
I feel like this was our like everything's been so heavy, and then we
Yeah.
had that like beautiful shopping episode, and we're like, just give us a little bit of that back.
We just
can-
went low stakes for a little bit.
Low stakes, small town for a little bit. Can you put up the book, please?
Oh, yeah.
A huge thank you to our sponsor for this month, Tomb Guardians, and their amazing Kickstarter, Curse of the Usurper. Please type !curse in the chat to go follow that. This is our last episode with Tomb Guardians sponsoring us, so thank you to the wonderful folks over there. It's a great book. There's 2 others. There's Trouble in Havdir, which is the first one here, and then there's the other 2 that take you up into Vlaskil, which is like the northern region, and then into the mines of Shekel itself. So please go check it out. It's really amazing, and we've had a lovely time sinking our teeth into it. We're gonna go raid someone awesome, and we will be back next week with a bunch of other wonderful stuff. So please put your thumbs up, everyone. Stop.
You have to say it with your accent.
I have it. If you have something important to do, just don't do it, and instead talk to everybody. And
Good night, everyone.
Umlaut.
Umlaut.